Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio.
Welcome back to another edition of WrestlingHeads Radio, and today is Shoot the Shit Wednesdays. Today we have a special guest returning back here on WrestlingHeads Radio. We got one half of the Forever Hooligans. We got Mr. Rocky Romero. What's going on, Rocky?
Not much. It's good to be back on WrestlingHeads Radio. What's up?
Man, I'm stoked to have you back on here to talk about what's going on this weekend, man.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on in the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot, I mean, we might as well jump into it because besides of what you got going on this weekend, I know you actually did some shows here in SoCal. You and B-Boy and Drake Younger going at it for the AWS title, which was fantastic. Which myself, I was actually enjoying it, and I was hoping, we can get a B-Boy Rocky Romero feud going on at AWS, for that title, because it seems like each show, boys just taking down somebody each show, and it seemed like you guys had that chemistry going on there.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely like to. For something to happen there between me and B-Boy. Definitely the seeds were planted for something. If you, after the match, I attacked him. So, I'd love to get a shot at the belt, and mix it up with B-Boy because, we're kind of two of the old school kind of guys from SoCal. So I think it'd be pretty interesting for the fans. And I know we'd have a good match, Definitely there's good chemistry there, good history. So I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I know.
We'll see.
Go ahead. No, I was saying that I know Oscar was there also, and I know he can co-sign for me when by saying it kind of seemed like AWS didn't really get to finish the story there because just like you said at the end you attacked B-Boy, which would be nice to continue that going on.
Yeah, no, I think this summer, Bart will have me, hopefully I'll be able to get a shot, and maybe Bart will mix it up, man. So I'm hoping for this summer. Hey, we're a little busy right now with New Japan, and it kind of got into our little busy period. We've got the Super Junior coming up and everything, so it's a little tough to get away. But after summertime, going into the G1, we should have plenty of time to do a little summer series. So that should be fun. I'm gonna see if I can get Kozlov to come along somewhere down here.
Yeah, definitely, huh?
So that'd be cool.
Go ahead, Chris.
I think so. Oscar was on too. Since you mentioned Super Junior coming up, I have questions about that later. But first, I have a question. What the hell? It's about the Ring of Honor New Japan shows coming up. I mean, how I don't know if this is going to be a one-time deal. I've heard rumors that it's going to be some future dates as well. But does New Japan have plans on coming back to the United States down the road this year, or is it just going to be a yearly thing, or are Ring of Honor guys going to also go in Japan, sort of like a trade-off deal? I don't know if you heard anything what the future plans are.
Right. I think one step at a time with New Japan. For what I know, these two shows, and depending how well these two shows and events go, I think will depend on how much more you'll see New Japan here in the States. I can't imagine them coming more than twice a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just I'm sure they want to keep it special. But I know that they're interested in going to other cities as well. So, we could see like New Japan maybe in Chicago or maybe an LA date possibly or a San Fran date. So we're working on trying to get that hooked up and with the right people. And like when it all happened, I mean, definitely Ring of Honor was the right people to do it with. You know what I'm saying? They could appreciate what New Japan is and the style and the characters and the huge following that it has in Japan and obviously the following that it has here and in Canada. So they were the right partners, because TNA, when they were with New Japan, I mean they completely botched that deal. They didn't understand the influence of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and definitely Ring of Honor does,
Oh yeah, I mean they didn't even put Okada on regular TV. They had him on that the dark matches and that whatever that internet show. I was like, wait a minute now, what are they doing? Yeah, this makes sense.
So I know TNA. Yeah, TNA's business is their business. They do what they do, but they definitely they didn't know how to deal with New Japan or how to use them in their favor, So they kind of missed the boat with that, unfortunately, because that would have been a great deal too. But I think definitely with the Ring of Honor deal, it's something that works out perfectly. I think so. So hopefully these two shows go really well, and and I think I'm almost positive they will. It's already sold out in like record time. Yeah. For any Ring of Honor show that's ever been out, in the last 10 years or whatever Ring of Honor's been around. So, I mean, it's going to be wild, man. It's going to be a wild next 2 weekends.
I've been going to shows since day one, and definitely the mid-2000 shows were the peak. I'm going to tell you right now, as the people that I know that also have done the same thing I did, this is the most anticipated show I would say in 10 years, or 9 or 10 years. Especially the Philly, New York people that I know that go a lot. I mean, they are amped. I mean, that crowd's going to be hot. It's going to be amazing. And Toronto fans ain't no joke either. Toronto fans are not joke. Yeah, we found out. We were there at the last Toronto show. We wrestled the American Wolves. And they came out, man. They came out. They represented, and they were awesome. They were just as awesome as the New York crowd, and that's the first time we've been up there. So I thought that was really cool. It's gonna be insane. Both weekends are like it's gonna be so insane. It's so crazy. I'm really really pumped for it. And I know everybody is too. The guys that I talked to the Ring of Honor roster are super pumped as well. So. It's going to be a hell of a show. The same reaction you just did, the laughing, is every time I talk to someone about it, we all have that same laugh, that little giddy feeling, I mean, it's the same thing. It reminds me so much of it. We're ready, man.
We're all like little schoolgirls, I mean, it's pretty cool, man. New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, New Japan, but it's like New Japan Pro Wrestling, but then it's like New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor together. I mean, that's huge. I mean, like this, and this is just, hopefully this is just the beginning, So, I mean, we'll see what kind of relationship it turns into from here, but I think it's incredible, I mean, that could be big business for both of them, so we'll see.
Yep. No doubt. Go ahead, Skits.
Yeah, I'm here. Don't get me now.
Just showing up, huh? Just showing up to work, huh?
No, I didn't worry. You said you just forgot to introduce us in the beginning of the show. It's all good. But I can do all the work right now. For any of your listeners, you want to have any questions for Rocky Romero, you can tweet us at WrestlingHeads, or you can call us at 760-454-1107. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to my question now. And before I ask my question, I just want to say thank you for being on the show again, Rocky. And it was great to see you in AWS. I was chanting Rocky, but I was not chanting for the Rocky. You know what? And the good times at the after party, too,
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, it was good times. But, yeah, I was going to ask you, you just said that this could be something like a beginning between Ring of Honor and New Japan. How possible that we can see Ring of Honor talent heading to Japan, like Adam Cole, Elgin, adrenaline rush. How possible can that happen?
I think it's very possible, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if you could see them as soon as by the end of the year, type situation. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about this, but I could only imagine. I'm sure once New Japan comes in and really sees the ROH wrestlers and the guys in the locker room and how talented they are, I assume that they would be interested in bringing some of the guys over, for sure. But right now, I know New Japan has a ton of foreigners right now, and then with the NWA relationship already that they have, and the foreigners that have, I think it's just a matter of timing and to bring the some Ring of Honor guys over.
Yeah, hold on. Before B-Boy actually just texted me right now, and he said, "You're the man. Keep killing it in Japan. You're his new dude for many years." I guess that's an error, but I guess you know what he's talking about. I'm happy for your success. Can't wait to party.
Shout out to B-Boy.
That's a pretty.
Shout out to B-Boy, man.
Shout out B-Boy, man. Yeah, B-Boy and me, we go back, man. Like I said, we're like really, truly the old school Southern California guys, that came up and then expanded outside of SoCal, and did our thing all over, So it's pretty cool to get, come back home sometimes and see your boys like B-Boy, because we're traveling all over the place, man, wrestling all these people, and then we come back and then we get to have a match together. I mean, that's pretty special. I think it's pretty cool, 10, 12 years later or whatever it is, So shout out to B-Boy, man. Get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and ask you this question because I remember last time you came on here and you were telling us that you feel like the big boom was coming. Do you think these shows that are coming up here with Ring of Honor and New Japan, do you think that is it, or do you think it's already here?
No, I don't think the boom is here just yet. I think we're still maybe, a couple years away from the big boom, you know what I'm saying? But I think that this is like the very first baby steps of that, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe we're crawling now into it, you know what I'm saying? So like, something like this is going to reignite, some of the fans who maybe haven't been all that interested in the last couple of years in wrestling. I think something like that this is something that they get behind, is this New Japan and Ring of Honor situation, and as well as introduce new fans to who don't know about New Japan Pro Wrestling. They'll get introduced and they might be hooked on it, and especially, and then now we got the WWE Network, and just wrestling is becoming so accessible, and it's not costing a gazillion dollars like it did before. Like every month you got to pay $75 for a pay-per-view, like you do UFC or whatever now. So I think we're getting there. We're not there yet, but I think we're getting there. And then who's to say? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the Jeff Jarrett thing. I don't know anything about it really, but it sounds intriguing to me. From what the little that I do know. So who knows? We'll see what happens in the next 2 years. But I do definitely think there's some kind of boom coming in the next couple of years.
Real quick, I know you just mentioned Jeff Jarrett's promotion that he's got going on. Would that be something that you'd be interested in working with? Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, for me, like at this moment, it would just depend on what kind of situation it was. I mean, there's almost like doesn't seem like there's much information about it. So at this point, I really couldn't say. But I love being in New Japan, you know what I'm saying? And probably the only place that I would go from here would be WWE right now. So I really I'm not sure about global wrestling, but I'd love to hear more information about it, and then I'd make my decision from there, But if he gets some of the best wrestling talent from all over the world and has this awesome TV show, I mean, that thing could blow up, man. You never know. So
yeah,
we'll
you know what? I actually heard about that new company that he kind of won a vision, like how early TNA. I don't know if you remember how TNA was when they had all these teams like Team Canada, Team Mexico. You know, it'd be cool if they bring you and Alex in and you guys represent Russia or whatever. You guys do a little heel thing, you know, and you can ride the Russian flags. You know, that'd be freaking cool if they do something like how TNA. What's it called? World Cup thing?
The X-Division World Cup. That'd be freaking cool if Jared does bring you in and you guys do the whole Russia thing, you know.
Go against Team Mexico.
I'm not against it, you know. I'd like to know more information, you know. I really couldn't say until I feel like I know, but I'm definitely, you know, intrigued by it. I want to know more, you know. I think the way that he's doing it and releasing just a little bit of information, you know, every couple weeks or every week or whatever it is, I think is awesome. You know, I think the way he's generating buzz about it is cool, you know. So, I mean, I'm interested in that. Yeah, he's
creating anticipation and slowly, you know, letting it crawl out there.
Exactly.
That draws interest.
It's old school wrestling 101, you know. It's a slow burn to the feud, you know, or to the story. And you know, if anybody who knows wrestling, it's the Jarretts, you know, and especially Jeff. So, you know, he's got a great mind for the business. He's a fantastic wrestler, you know. I mean,
his father was brilliant, you know.
Exactly. His father was brilliant. Exactly. Jerry was a man of will, you know.
Oh yeah. Since we mentioned Super Junior, and everyone on the planet knows it. I mean, you and Alex are tearing it up, and you're probably going to come home with some hardware in the next week or so. And we all know that. I mean, that's possibly going to happen. But my thing, we all know that. My thing is, the great events like Super Juniors, I think it's May 30th to the 8th of June, I think, or something like that. When you compete in events like that, does that give you like the itch to get back into singles competition on a regular basis over there? I mean, we all know that you held the IWGP Junior title in like 05, 06. I mean, you have a history of junior or singles competition. Do you ever get the itch to do that more
frequently?
Yeah,
I do, and I think so, like a little bit more in the last maybe like year, just because. Just for something fresh, you know, and challenging for myself, you know. You know, I would love to. You know, it's been a while since I've had like a singles junior heavyweight title shot. So I mean, I would love to do that. You know.
Wasn't that
last time?
Kingdom 6? I think it was Kingdom 6.
It was. It was a while ago. It's maybe like 2-3 years ago. It was December. Yeah, it was like right before the dome. It was like maybe 3 domes ago. I can't remember. Something like that. But it's been a while. So I mean, like, and we tore the house down. You know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked, because you're. I mean, we know how great you are in the tag circuit, but you know, to all those people that don't know, I mean, you have a huge history of what you've accomplished. Not only over there, but over here, and the matches you put on were, you know, like, blow you away, and like, you know, things like Super Junior got to get his, you know, mouth watering a little bit, you know, to get back in there, you know, and like be in this, you know what I mean, in the spotlight more often. I don't know. I mean, that's just competitive, you know, juices flowing. I mean, that's natural feeling. Everyone does that. But
right, and especially with Ibushi's a champion right now. Not like I don't think I've ever wrestled him. I'm pretty sure I haven't at all. And I would really like to wrestle against him. I think he's a really talented guy. And, you know, I think our styles are different, so they complement each other in a way, you know. So, and especially now, especially that me and Alex are, like, kind of baby faces now, I would just be curious to see, you know, in a Corrigan Hall, what kind of reaction that would be, you know, me versus Ibushi. I think that'd be pretty interesting. So,
it could happen. Yeah, it could happen in the semis or the finals in the 8th or whatever that is.
I don't think. Well, actually, I'm not sure if he's in it. I don't think he's in it this year because.
That's right. No, he's not. Right, he's not.
I'm actually looking at the card right now.
Yeah, this is the first time in years he's not in it. Because I know that I was looking at the cards. I know you're fighting Alex Shelley, Nick Jackson. I forget which block you're in, but there's some crazy.
Kenny Omega.
And you got Ricochet. Yeah, Kenny Omega and Ricochet's obviously there. That's got the buzz.
You got Tiger Mask.
This is this is gonna be something. And you and Tiger Mask 4 got history, obviously.
Yeah,
when you're a Black Tiger.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. It's always good to continue that rivalry. It always brings itself back in some way every year. So this will just be another extension of that. But
What's your favorite event that New Japan produces every year that you look forward to doing?
Super Junior, by far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a love-hate relationship because it's a tough tour, and you're wrestling every night singles matches. So I mean, you're beat up and you're tired, and and we come a day or two before, so we're jet lagged, exhausted, So, but definitely for me, it's just because it's cool. You get to wrestle, the best junior heavyweights in the world in 10 days, or 12 days or whatever it is. And it's tough, but it's rewarding as well, Definitely.
Those Osaka crowds. Those Osaka crowds probably wake you up.
Yeah. Osaka, Corkin is always still, the best of the best, and then Osaka's probably second. Kyoto's good. Definitely love Corkin. There's nothing better than Corkin, really.
Oh man. Hey, the boom's already happening in my world, so
I mean, it's happening in Japan right now, I mean, it's definitely, So I think we're just getting started over there, in 2 years when Okada is where Tanahashi is, or 3 years when I mean, that's going to be a different story, Now then you're going to have, Shinsuke, Tanahashi, and Okada real legitimate draws. I mean, we're talking Inoki, Choshu, Fujinami, type situation. It's gonna be big. Or a Maeda situation, Maybe Shibata will be the Maeda of that time, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting the next couple of years.
No. I got my feet dug in. I'm in. I'm all in.
You're on the ground floor. You're good.
Go ahead, Oscar.
Yes. I see later in this month you're heading back to PWG. You have a match against Johnny Gargano. I just want to ask you, it's going to be a good one. I was just going to ask you, have you ever wrestled him before? And if not, then what's your thoughts of Johnny Gargano?
I've never wrestled him before. I've seen quite a few matches of his live, and actually just watched this last tour a couple of matches that I found on YouTube. I think the guy's super talented,
Yeah.
He's got his own kind of little niche of a style, in a way, kind of, or something maybe even similar to Adam Cole, but I think just Cole is a little more overall, but. Yeah, I'm interested in it, and I think we'll have a good match. To be honest, I think we'll complement each other's styles, and I think it's we'll have some kind of hard-hitting action, and and the guy's got a couple cool submissions and stuff like that. So I think it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and I think it's perfect for the PWG crowd because it'll be a little technical, it'll be hard-hitting, but. It'll also be, entertaining in its own way, character-wise. So.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can't wait for this match at all. And believe it or not, Rocky, I'm actually going to bring my mom to the show. I'm actually going to buy her ticket. Yes, I am. Late Mother's Day present. Because my mom keeps complaining I don't take her to a wrestling show, and she used to take me when I was little. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll take you to one, but I haven't said anything yet, so shh.
You better watch her. You better watch her.
Yeah, I am going to watch her. I'm going to sit somewhere that she could get out of the way quickly, because she moves pretty slow. So. I'll tell Rocky to not go on this side.
yeah, that place is, PWG is a war zone, man, for the crowd. you literally don't know, what's going to happen if you're sitting in the first few rows. So just sit somewhere in the back.
Jackson
should be all right.
Nick Jackson don't give you any warnings either. He just goes.
That's why we're going to be near the restrooms.
Exactly, right? Somewhere near the stage should be all right.
All right. Man. I'll introduce you to her when I see you out there, man.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
All right, good.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about the match with you and Lux at the last Japan show. I noticed something different with you and Alex. Some of the moves. Is that did you guys change your moveset because like you guys are turning face, or just something that you guys just came up with?
A little bit of both. I think that we're working on new stuff like all the time, and there's a lot of stuff that we haven't even got to use yet. So and you'll be seeing that probably, in Toronto and New York. But we still have a bunch of stuff that we haven't even got to. But and then some of the stuff we changed up a little bit. I mean, character-wise, I feel like we're still the same guys. You know what I'm saying? Even though being somewhat baby faces now, but I'm definitely, we're both doing a little more flying than we usually do, and stuff like that. And I actually like to do that because for me, like a good match for me is like if I use like a little bit of flying, use a little submissions, I use a little striking, like that makes me happy, because that's like. I feel like that's a part of my character is I'm this complete kind of wrestler, I do the lucha libre, I do, the Japanese striking, and, I can American, technical wrestling, So that makes me happy to be able to do that.
Yeah,
so, you see more stuff out of us, I think.
And I also noticed you guys came out with some new music too, or was that the same music? Or maybe I was tripping.
You know what? I don't know what happened with that. I was confused as well when I saw the replay. I was like, "What is this music?" And I'm not really sure why. I don't know why because when we came out in our entrance, it wasn't that music. They like piped in that music. So I don't know if that was a mess up or I don't know. But it was really weird on the replay.
Yeah, I was like, hold up. Oh, shit. But real quick to our callers, if you guys want to talk to Rocky, you got any questions or anything, you can tweet us at WrestlingHeads or call 760-454-1107. That is 760-454-1107. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. There's about an 80% chance that I might be going to Japan next year for the G1 events, 2 or 3 weeks. My question is, and I ask everybody that goes over there, what's your favorite city, and most importantly, your favorite place to eat? Because I'm taking every information I can.
Favorite city. It's got to be Tokyo. I love Tokyo. Tokyo and Osaka. Definitely. Okay. And then, and then if you go to Osaka, then, you got to stop in at Kyoto and do that whole thing.
Okay.
Favorite place to eat, man. There's so many, dude. Seriously. There is like, you really, the good thing about Japan is you can't go wrong going anywhere because it's hard to find bad food there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like even just near Cork and Hall and stuff like that, there's like a gazillion places that are awesome. Like the boys, we like to go to an Indian restaurant of all things, Indian place in Japan where it's like authentic Indian, and it's awesome. It's the best like butter chicken I've ever had in the world. It's amazing. And then like Japanese wise, I mean if you can find a good yakiniku, or I like to just go to Gyukaku. Even it's like like a chain, but you can't go wrong because it's cheap, and then you get like. But you spend like an extra $10 and you can, drink for like 90 minutes. Like all you can drink, all you can eat for like 90 minutes, which is awesome. So for a bunch of wrestlers to go in there, and they're starving, we throw down in that 90 minutes, and it's all you can eat, all you can drink. So you can't, there's so many places, man, and I I can't even. I don't know where to start.
Yeah. So pretty much, I'm good. I'll be good.
You're good. Do you like Japanese?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like sushi, all that
absolutely.
stuff as well.
Hey, love it.
You're gonna be fine, man. You're not gonna want to leave. Cause the food is so
that's what I told my wife. If she's not coming, I was like, that hug might be it.
That's what I'll let you know. I might not come back.
I might meet Mio Shirai and just not come back. So, all right.
Awesome.
Good, Oscar.
Yeah,
if she's listening, sorry, honey. If my wife's listening, sorry, honey.
Hope you're not getting in trouble, man. But
yeah, right.
Oh well.
Now you're not going to be able to come to New York.
Oh, there.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah, I actually got someone actually wants me to ask you a question, but it's supposedly a rumor going around that supposedly you had a WWE tryout, and if this rumor is true, that Alex went with you, and I don't know if you want to address that rumor.
I'd rather not talk about it. That's cool, but yeah, I'd rather not talk about it. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
If you guys don't mind.
All right. Yeah.
Let's leave a little mystery to that one. I like that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Slow burn Jeff Jarrett stuff.
Slow style.
All right. Well, let's keep that a mystery. We don't have to send Scooby-Doo out there, so it's all good. But all right. But anyway, okay. I'll ask you another question. I know you had a lucha show the day after the last AWS show over there in East LA, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Are you familiar with lucha? Like, do you like? Because I missed out that show. I was interested to see how you guys do against those luchadors. How's like, do you do lucha? I know those luchas do a show, training in Santino's for lucha style. Is that something that you like to do? That kind of style of wrestling?
I like to do it, but I like to do my own thing in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think that for example, when I was living in Mexico, like, they wanted you to come to like the training and stuff like that, and I'm all down for that. Like, I like the training, I like to learn stuff to learn it, but they want you to wrestle lucha libre style, right? Like a true, like the pure Mexican wrestling style. Like, for instance, like when I was in CMLL. But I wouldn't do it because the thing that makes me different there is that I shouldn't be wrestling the Mexican, lucha libre style, because I'm not Mexican. I'm American coming to wrestle in Mexico, so I should be different. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Just like there's kind of old school, and the program assistant department, which is the booking department, didn't really understand that.
Yeah.
Because they're really traditional. But like guys who were like my mentor, like Never Crosses was like my mentor down there, and he was like, don't ever wrestle like that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you should learn how to, do the moves and stuff like that for your own knowledge, and maybe use that, somewhere else. Use that in America, use that in Japan. But here, you should wrestle completely different from everybody else, because that's what makes you different, and that's what makes you unique. Yeah. And so I like to do it. I like to do some stuff from it. Some stuff I like to borrow from it, but I don't. I would never do that completely. It's fun to do, but I like to borrow. Like me, I like to borrow from everywhere I go. So if I pick up something, then I'll use it to make myself kind of like a little more unique. All around it. Type of wrestler.
Yeah, because when I missed out, I was like, fuck. So I was like, okay, let me see. Hopefully down the road he goes to Triple Al or something like that. Maybe I could see you go against maybe the returning Místico, you can say, or possibly a match with El Hijo de Rey Mysterio, which is the cousin of Rey Mysterio in WWE today. So I'll be interested to see how you guys do against the Luchadors. So
yeah,
I
mean,
one day.
I teamed with Mystical like when I re-debuted in CML, that like we teamed together for the first few months or so. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever wrestled against him. I won't say.
I'll check that out. Now he's back in Mexico. So you could say his home, but I'll be up for that.
Yeah, no, I would be up for that too. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. Go ahead, Skits.
Yeah, my next question is actually after this busy schedule going on here with New Japan, is there any plans on having the Forever Hooligans maybe go on a possible tour or something like that?
For a tour of like the U.S. or
U.S. or the U.K. or Mexico, anywhere.
Yeah, Mexico, we don't have anything lined up. I think that we'll be making a European trip this year. I'm hoping for August, but I'm not really sure exactly. I don't have a date, but I know it'll be second half of the year. And I think Ring of Honor probably is going to happen the second half of the year. Where else? I mean, that's basically it, kind of what's set, you know. The thing is that we can't really set our schedules too far ahead because of New Japan. So, but we like to keep it like 3 months ahead, so we know 2 or 3 months ahead. So, but we did talk to some people and that wanted to bring us out and are interested in Europe, coming back there, because we did a little tour last November, and and they wanted us to come back to do some more dates. So I think that'll happen.
Yeah, also
middle and end of the year.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely looking forward to see what you guys got going on. I also want to ask you one more question. I know there's a lot of new tag teams that have been out doing their thing. Is there any tag teams that you guys haven't faced that you would be interested in facing?
I honestly don't know. I'm not really sure. You know, I don't keep up on too much of the stuff like crazy. You know, like what's going on. Outside of my little world, but just because I need some time to just kind of not watch wrestling and not be around wrestling. But I'm sure there's tons of teams out there, and I just haven't seen them yet. You know what I'm saying? So, but none that come to mind. Though I would like to do something with maybe wrestle the Briscoes or something with Alex. I've wrestled them a gazillion times. I know Alex has, so I think it'd be just a different match with them, because otherwise it would be teaming Davey or Roddy before. And I think with Alex, obviously the hooligans and our shtick is completely different from, doing that, the NRC stuff or whatever back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. I was just interested in seeing, is there any other teams that you like to face? But thanks for answering my question.
Yeah, never.
Go ahead, Chris.
You mentioned that you like to take a step back from wrestling a bit. Then who would you say, because you look like you seem like you have other interests outside of the business, who would you say your most influential person that's not in the wrestling business, be it sports, be it artist, musician, author, poet, who would be that most influential person?
That's a good question. There's a lot of people. I've definitely got a lot of interest outside of wrestling, I'm into acting and stuff like that. I go to classes and stuff like that, which is, great for me, and it helps me, playing and stuff like that. And the music is obviously, big influence for me. I make, beats and stuff like that for rappers and stuff like that on the side. That's kind of like a hobby. Probably somebody like Pharrell Williams, is a big Kanye West when he's not going insane and doing a bunch of crazy shit. I think he's a talented dude. you know, besides, you know, I don't know about all the whole fashion thing and, you know, making whatever kind of fucking running pants he did, and he thinks he's like a fucking fashion designer now. I don't know, whatever he does. But like
he's out there.
The music, yeah, he's out there. But I mean, I guess you got to be out there if you know, if you're being a true artist and you know, and a genius at whatever it is that they do. I mean, most likely you're going to be a little kooky. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely is. Yeah, people like that, like definitely Pharrell, though, I think is just an incredible like song maker, and like the things that I've heard about, like the way he makes his music, like, you know, he'll be in the studio and, you know, somebody will say, you know, what do you want to make? You want to make a song about? Somebody said like, oh, I want to eat some Popeye's chicken. Oh, and he'll turn that into a hook in like 5 seconds and build, you know, a whole song around that, and it'll sound awesome, and it'll be catchy. So I think the guys like that, you know, I admire, and you know, and I truly think that as professional wrestlers, we're artists as well, you know, just our art is in the ring, obviously, and so I like to study guys like that, and I like to think about how I can bring that kind of element, or the way that they look at their art, how can I bring that into wrestling and make, you know, something artistic in the ring, you know? So, it's definitely influential, and I'm definitely always looking outside the box, where I think most wrestlers are always looking at wrestling. I try to, like, limit myself at the wrestling I look at and try to think of, like, the world or, you know, other things, sports, may it be sports or television or movies or whatever, you know, and try to bring something out of that into the business, you know?
It would surprise. I mean, it surprises some people what people are influenced by. I mean, it could be the littlest thing or the biggest moment in history. I mean, anything can influence anybody, and it's just how their perception of the world, you know. And and you just seem like you have a bunch of interests outside, and I just thought of that real quick. But yeah, absolutely, I agree with all of that.
Some of the best wrestling angles and storylines and characters have been built on, you know, non-traditional wrestling stuff, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think, like, you know, obviously, like, the way that, like, Paul Heyman looks at the business is a good way of thinking about how to look at it as an art, because this, you know, he looks at all these different things from outside of or what's popular, or, you know, or what's the subgenre or culture.
Oh, he did that.
Digs into that.
He did that in the 90s.
Yeah, and
he's probably. So I mean, think about it. How did he capture? He really did. He captured a moment in the 90s, mid 90s, of the music scene on both sides, rap and grunge at that time, and he portrayed it onto the wrestling television, and it resonated in all of us. And how he captured that moment, I don't know, but he did.
Yeah, he did though. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So I mean, like that's something that's I just think is incredible, and something that you know, I wish I could work like that. You know, that's my goal, is to work and think like somebody like that. You know, just continue to grow as a person, and I think that's, you know, what it is. It's growing as a person and you know, getting more life experience and experiencing different things, and that will, you know, help to bring that out more, you know.
Well, hey, you're doing it. You're traveling the world. You're doing what you love, and, you know, and the music side too. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, man.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Thank you. I will. I definitely will. Thanks, guys.
I guess I'm next. All right. Yes, and Chris, I'm going to warn you that every time we're going to bring someone from Ring of Honor or affiliates of Ring of Honor, I'm going to be asking this question for a whole year until I find out answers. But I know just recently you were doing Ring of Honor shows during WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans, just recently. And I just want to ask you, how possible, or maybe if you heard rumblings, or if you know anything fact, but how is it possible, is any Ring of Honor events going to happen next year's WrestleMania up in the Bay Area, because we all know that Dragon Gate, Evolve, they're doing shows already out there in the Bay Area. They already made their announcements. So I just want to know how possible Ring of Honor is going to be able to doing shows up there during WrestleMania weekend.
Man, I would think it's possible, but I haven't heard anything, and that's the honest to God. So I mean, I would think that they would, because that's what they do every year. But I honestly haven't heard anything at all about that. So
okay,
I mean, I couldn't say at the moment.
Because if they do any Ring of Honor shows in the Bay Area, it's going to be my first Ring of Honor show ever at 10. So I'm hoping it happens. And it's going to be my only chance or whatever. So I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, there's some kind of Ring of Honor event happening in the Bay Area during WrestleMania weekend. So
Oscar's praying.
I'm just going to cross my fingers.
And me too. I would love to do that in the Bay Area. That'd be fun. So we'll see. I mean, I would imagine that they would, you know. I mean, that's such a big part of their year, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because when I saw in New Orleans, I was like, "Fuck, man! I wish I was in New Orleans that week." I was like,
and that was a good fucking show, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was packed too. The first night was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, and then it just shows that, you know, there's more wrestling besides WWE, what's going on at that time. So I was like, fuck, man, I could have been in wrestling heaven if I went to New Orleans, you know?
Yes, definitely.
I mean,
there was so much stuff going on. I saw so many wrestlers from all over, like just everywhere. Like everywhere in the city, you would just see like wrestlers. Like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Who are you wrestling for? Like this person's show, blah blah blah, the High Spot show, blah blah blah. It was crazy. Like every you know, top independent wrestler and wrestlers from all over the world just were brought in for all these different shows. You know, there was like 16 shows with us. It was crazy.
All right. Well, hopefully something does happen, and hopefully I get to see you over there, and let's have Wrestling Heaven up in the Bay Area. All right, go ahead, Skitz.
Yeah, Saturday, May 10th, Global fucking Wars. It is going down. For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, 3-way tag match. You got the Forever Hooligans versus the Time Splitters versus the Young Bucks. This should be money. I am looking forward to this match. Your thoughts on this match, and are you ready?
Hooligans are always ready. Of course, my thoughts on it, we're probably going to, you know, blow the roof off of the Ted Reeve Arena, and I'm sure, you know, I think it's going to be one of the greatest 3-ways that, you know, people have seen in a long time. I mean, Young Bucks, Time Splitters, and the Hooligans. I mean, you've got all your bases covered with that one. You know, I mean, definitely, that's a main event anywhere in the world. You know, so I think it's going to be killer, and I definitely think we're going to tear the roof off that place. It's going to be hard to compete with that match for everybody else.
Yeah, man.
That's all I got.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm pretty sure these two guys can co-sign. We will be watching. Our eyes will be glued to the TV or laptop or whatever the whole night. And for all our wrestling heads that are listening, please take your time out on Saturday and hit up Ustream and order this. Go to ringofhonor.com and just go to where it says Global Wars, and it's going to have the Ustream link and order it. I'm going to give you guys a price right now.
This is wrestling history going down this weekend and next weekend on the 10th and the 17th. This is truly wrestling history at this, you know, at its finest. And you know, if you need to be watching these pay-per-views, you know, and thank God they're on Ustream, so there shouldn't be any issues, you know, streaming-wise or anything like that. This is wrestling history, and if you miss this, I mean, you shouldn't even love this business, you know. I mean, you should just watch tennis or, you know, or golf or something because you're boring, because this is the real deal. these next 2 weekends, and you know, and you can't miss it. You know,
it's only $15, people.
$15. What the hell?
I'm watching it. I'm skipping AWS for this, so I'm watching it.
I'm going. I'm going.
I'm sorry, Bart, but I'm watching this.
Sorry, Bart.
Yeah.
And not only the 10th. I mean, the 17th too. I mean, that alone is $15. Shit, you know what I mean? You can't get anything for $15 anymore. You know, and Jesus, God, that's the price right there. And you're guaranteed to see something on the first night, and on the second night, the following week, that's gonna blow your doors off. But I mean, three of the arguably best tag teams on the planet in Toronto are going at it. I mean that's, like you said, that could main event anywhere.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, like these two shows are grand slams, and they haven't even happened yet, and I know they're going to be grand slams. So like, it's $15 that you know you're going to get. You know it, but the worth of it is way more than obviously $15. You know, I mean, so just don't miss it, people. You'd be foolish to miss it.
Yeah. I want to tell our listeners something real quick, if they're listening still. Not just the Forever Hooligans and the Bucks and the Time Splitters run the card. You got guys like AJ Styles, Michael Elgin, Adam Cole, Kevin Steen, Roderick Strong. You got who else we got here? We got Okada. He's there. You got
Tanahashi, Shinsuke Nakamura, Jushin Liger, Jado Gato. I mean, Kushida. I mean, this is, man. This is the top of the top. You know, I mean, like what's really cool about these events is like they didn't bring just like, you know, a couple of young boys and like, you know, and Jushin Liger, who's a legend. I mean, they brought the top of the top. You know, the three biggest stars in the company are coming out, you know, to New York and Toronto. I mean, this is huge.
And not that we don't want to see Yohei Komatsu, but I'm a big fan of him and Sho Tanaka. But they brought the big guns. And,
they brought the big guns, you know.
And we're ready.
So,
I know Skip's ready. I know Oscar's ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We literally talk wrestling every day, by the way, Rocky. Us three. That's all we do is talk wrestling. We're not doing the show. So we talk about New Japan, we talk about Ring of Honor, whatever. We just fucking love wrestling, and we're looking forward to see some fucking history these next 2 weeks. So.
Hell yeah. Well, man, it's I'm really feel fortunate that I get to be a part of it. And like I said, this is like wrestling history. All the wrestling world, all their eyes are going to be on these next 2 weekends in some form, you know. And it's exciting to see it happen and be a part of it because, like I said, I mean, this is the first time ever. And, it's not like – I know they did – New Japan came over a couple of years ago, but they did with, like, Jersey All Pro Wrestling. And I'm not Jersey All Pro, Just, I mean, this is Ring of Honor together in the Hammerstein Ballroom, you know what I'm saying? And in the Ted Reeve Arena. I mean, this is historic venues for wrestling, and this is crazy, Like, it's unbelievable.
Definitely. Get with it, people. If you're not with it. That's all I have to say. Real quick.
I just can't wait. That's what it is. I just can't wait. I'm ready to do it now.
Hey,
where's Kushida? Where's the Time Splitters? There's the Young Bucks. I want to do it now.
He wants those belts, and he's going to get those belts too, people.
I want the belts. I want to do it now.
Yeah, man. Rocky, real quick, Rocky, before we let you go, I'm going to have the guys ask you one more question before you let you go. Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, there's nothing really to add. I mean, ask more. I mean, he gave me all the information I needed to get my ass in New York. But I just want to say I hope to meet you there. I'll be in line in the merch line, shake your hand, and in New York. And wish I was going to Toronto, but hey, maybe I will. Hopefully, I see.
Yeah, we'll see on iPay-per-view either way. We'll see.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Cool, Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing you again and mixing it up again and meeting your wife this time. She's going to be there too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. And so yeah, it'll be cool. Oscar, I'm looking forward to meeting your mom and.
Okay.
You know. And so it's all good, you know.
You're making me feel like I'm a mama's boy now.
Hey, you know, it's all good, man. I'm a mama's boy. It's all good, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. Before we go, I actually got two questions I want to ask you. First question I want to ask you is, okay, when I saw this date of this show this Saturday, also saw another show that's happening from Evolve. And when I saw this, it kind of reminded me back in the day when WWE and WCW used to go at it Monday night. I just want to ask you, what's your thoughts on that? And do you think the wrestling business today, doesn't matter either from the WWE standpoint or the independent level, do you think that they need something like this, like on the way competition, you can say?
Okay. I'm gonna have to. I'm not sure if I understood your. So there's a show going on this Saturday.
Yeah, from Evolve. They're having an iPay-per-view show the same day as the Ring of Honor show, and it kind of reminds me like how back in the day the Monday Night Wars. So I don't know. I was asking you, do you think the business needs something like this going on?
I think it always needs competition. You know, I think that's healthy. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I do think though that Ring of Honor in this particular day is obviously a bigger kind of deal, and that's not knocking the Dragon Gate the Evolve product, because those guys work their asses off, and there's a lot of my friends that are on there. They're awesome, and you know they're gonna deliver a killer pay-per-view like they always do. But I just think that this, you know, for this weekend, definitely Ring of Honor is holding, you know, the better hand, you know, so to speak. So, but no, I think that's healthy. You know, I mean, I would love for TNA or some other company to, you know, I mean, nobody can go against Vince, obviously, but like I would love for some other company to you know, to get a little closer to Vince, you know, in some kind of way. Because,
I agree.
You know, it would just be awesome for the business. And it would be a good place, you know, for, you know, as a wrestler and, you know, and for the boys and the wrestlers to have another option besides WWE as well to make a living and, you know, and to put on a good wrestling product for people to have an alternative that if they don't want to watch Vince, that they don't have to, you know. So I think that it is important. And I hope that in the next couple of years there is some kind of competitor that can not compete with them one-on-one, but at least can give you a true alternative, you know? And that's where that they can go and they can fill arenas and they can do the whole shebang.
A legit number two.
A legit, yeah, exactly. So I do hope that happens in the next couple of years, and I hope that is a part of this boom that, you know, that we've been talking about.
Yeah. And my final question I want to ask you, I remember the last time in the show you were mentioning about your times with Bryan Danielson, and now we know him as Daniel Bryan. We all know what he did at WrestleMania. He won the big one in the main event WrestleMania, and I know you know the guy, but what's your thoughts when he won the title and now his name's on the list of guys like Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart that won the big one in the big show?
I think that Bryan is a hard-working guy. He always has been. I think, you know, I've known him, you know, for a long time, and he's worked really hard on his craft, and he's truly put in the time and the effort and, you know, the blood, sweat, and the tears, and has really, you know, paid his dues. So for me, it's cool to see one of my brothers who have gone the same road that I have, you know, and to see them to get to that level is a truly awesome feeling for me, because, you know, there's a lot of jealousy that goes on, obviously, in this business and in any other business. But like for me, I feel like damn, man, I'm just happy for the guy. I truly am genuinely happy for him because I know what he's gone through to get there. How many times, you know, he got let go by WWE where they didn't see that in him so many times, you know, and he fought up there, you know, he clawed his way up to the top basically until finally somebody said, you know what, we can't deny this. We got to give this guy a shot. And you know, now he's sitting on top of the business. You know, that beautiful WrestleMania moment where you know he won it all. I think that's truly amazing. I think it shows. It gave somebody like me, you know, who's not a big guy, you know, who may not have the superstar WWE superstar look. It gives me something, you know, like I think I could do it. You know, I could be up there. You know. And you know, doing the same thing that he is. So, and I think it's awesome, man. You know, congratulations to him. He's a phenomenal wrestler. Definitely one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, truly. And you know, shout out to Brian. You know.
Yeah, definitely. And me and Skips were doing the yes chants when he won the title. So I was hoping you're doing the same thing too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was doing it in Japanese. I was saying
did everything.
Hi. Yeah.
Me and Skips did everything. The yes chant, and we had that same look when The Undertaker lost. Yeah, we had that same look as well. So.
My exact word.
I didn't mind The Undertaker losing, but that's a whole other conversation. We'll keep that for next time. So. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm actually going to watch Joe Rogan tonight. He's doing some stand up here at the Ice House in Pasadena. So.
All right. Real quick, Rocky, before you go, you want to throw out your Twitter?
Yeah, it's Azucar Rock, AZUCARROC, AZUCARROC, and yeah, hit me up on Twitter. We also we just opened our Forever Hooligans Pro Wrestling Tees store. It's prowrestlingtees.com/Forever Hooligans. So you can just hit up me or Alex if you can't find it or whatever. We've got a brand new logo tee coming out, or actually out now, and we're going to be doing a couple other cool designs that we got going for next month. So, you know, they're only like $20, so they can ship it anywhere in the world. So wherever you're at, wherever you're listening from, buy a T-shirt, go to the store.
Definitely, man. If you can, bring some T-shirts to PWG. I'll buy one.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Alex.
All right, Azucar.
All right, fellas. Well, thanks for having me on again, you know, and, yeah, we'll definitely have to do it again in the next couple months.
Oh, yeah. I hope you bring Alex next time, man.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We need to get him.
Shout out to Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Alex.
Bring his ass here.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on again.
Take care, man. Take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Romero.
Man, I wish I had this guy every week.
Another fun interview.
He's a busy guy. He's a busy guy, though.
Yeah. And once again, giving us great details. That's what I like about this guy.
I'll tell you what. I mean, to continue about the shirt, I just recently saw it on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's actually one of the best shirts out there. It's a skull with like a Russian cap on it. It's pretty fucking nice, and I almost purchased it last night. I'm definitely getting that shirt.
Yeah, man. I definitely hope he brings it to PWG. If not, I will purchase it on Pro Wrestling Tees. But real quick, let's go with and let's shoot. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Psycho Shooter Drake Younger from Pro Wrestling Gorilla, and you are tuning in to WrestlingHeads Radio, baby.
Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling. Discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you three of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners, Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and Wrestling Heads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready?
Dessert. Are you ready, Skits, to shoot the shit? Ready to shoot?
I was fucking born ready, boy. I was fucking born.
All right, well, I'm taking over this shit. I'm shooting this shit. So, what the fuck? I heard about Sheamus and Hunico got in a fight today. What the fuck? Or yesterday.
Fucking.
What's going on?
Look, fuck both them bums.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay. Look.
Fuck you and them.
Look. Honestly, who would really win a real fight? Because I seen Hunico like 5 feet away from me. We didn't even want to take a pitch with him or nothing, Skits. But I met Sheamus. He's a big dude. He patted me in the back. That shit hurt my fucking back. I'm pretty sure Sheamus won that damn fight.
What's funny is it's being reported. There's a guy out there that knows everything. I'll tell you. I don't know who that guy is, but he has a hell of a lot of time to type on the computer too. But supposedly, Sheamus or Hunico, whoever the fuck it is, got the upper hand on Sheamus too. They're already reporting that Hunico got the best of Sheamus.
Yeah,
it's already out there. Listen, who knows? You know, if the report got out, then why don't they fucking give blow by blow? You know what I mean? If that person allegedly saw the fucking incident, then how come he doesn't have or she have fucking the whole kit and caboodle? Tell me who threw the most jabs. You know?
Yeah.
The fuck.
Hey, this is not the first time it's happened in WWE. You could go back to Goldberg and Jericho got a little.
Jericho fucked him up.
Yeah,
Jericho,
and then you also had
and
also I heard Hurricane and Buff Bagwell got in the fight, like during the invasion time. So I think Hurricane whooped his ass.
also heard that Eve Torres choked the fucking shit out of Matt Hardy at a bar.
Oh yeah, you said that. I think you said it in the show.
I love repeating that on the show. Every time I get a chance to, I'm like,
you hate Matt Hardy, don't you?
I don't hate him. I just don't like him.
Wait a minute, you flipped him off at a Ring of Honor show. You turned your back, you just flipped him off. Here you go, motherfucker. I mean, God, you do hate this guy.
Yo, peep this out. This is what your boy Sheamus tweeted. Must be getting punchy. Don't remember being beaten up by Sin Cara backstage. It's just how Mexicans and we Irishmen hug.
What? Say that again?
He said, must be getting punchy. He said, don't remember getting beat up by Sin Cara backstage. It's just how Mexicans and Irishmen hug, fella.
Whoa. This guy.
In other words, there's probably not much to it. It's probably a disagreement, and you know, he said that you're pale, and then he probably said something else, and just give a slap. Probably challenging for the U.S. belt. That's what happens with your champ, man. They fucking come up to you.
My God.
Well, fuck both of them, honestly. I'll speak for Skip. Fuck both of them.
You talk about shooting. How about we talk about these fucking
events? How about
events?
shooting at your dog, man? Tell your dog to shut up.
Yeah, that dog is fucking outrageous, man.
Hey,
I'm shooting on Cinnamon.
It's not my dog.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot the shit on your dog right now. He was barking all up on Rocky.
We're shooting the shit at your dog. I'm gonna give your dog an elbow.
These are the dogs outside. My dog is not barking.
Give that dog a stunner.
I'm
sorry for barking with the dogs outside of barking, and it's not my fault. It's hot as fuck out here in California, and I have to fuck the windows open.
Yeah, it's been hot out here lately. Fuck, man. Shit.
But
summer came early already. Fuck.
What were you gonna say?
I was basically gonna go into Evolve 30.
Evolve 30. Evolve 30. No, just kidding.
Evolve 30's fucking card. Johnny fucking Gargano versus Rich Swann in an I Quit match.
Hold on. Before we continue, that's the Friday show or Saturday show?
This is the Saturday show.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah. I mean, okay, I got something to say about Evolve here.
It really backfired, Gabe. On that fucking calendar there. Sorry, go ahead.
I got to say something about Evolve here. Look it. I just saw this card as well. I don't see no Ricochet or Chris Hero. I mean, if you're going to go against Ring of Honor...
Chris Hero's on tour.
I know Chris Hero's on tour, but I mean, look, you got your two champions not on this weekend. I mean, it's kind of like saying we're gonna fight you without our two best guys. Like, okay, it's WWF without Austin and The Rock going against WCW. Okay, good luck with that.
But there's no Ricochet, there's no Chris Hero, but Una Nation versus Trent Beretta.
Oh, Nation, yeah. I know, he's a great talent, but I'm saying, if you're going to go against Ring of Honor, you got to bring everything you got. I mean...
Yeah, well, that's his scheduling. That's Gabe's outlandish scheduling. And if he's going to plan any shows between May 30th and June 8th, he's not going to have Ricochet on them shows either, because he's going to be in the best of the Super Juniors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that travels the entire country. So there probably won't be a show for another 10 months with fucking Evolve.
You got AR Fox versus Caleb Conley in a rematch.
The rematch?
The
rematch from WrestleMania weekend?
Yes. Also, cool. You got Tony Nese and Mr. A versus Chuck T and Jigsaw versus your boy and my boy Dave.
Who?
All Eagle is in the building. Four-way.
Yeah, your phone's cutting out like Oscar's.
I'm on Skype.
Well, it's cutting out. Hey, I'm glad Ethan Page is finally getting some fucking some club and some work elsewhere besides AIW and some spots in Canada. He recently did a Ring of Honor show, and now he's working for Gabe past a few times, and I'm glad to see that. I think he's a fucking hell of a talent, and I think he needs to get fucking pushed by somebody. But how many times I got to fucking say that on the show?
Also, there's another Monster Mafia member, Walking Weapon himself, Josh Alexander. He's going by Tom, not Tim. Tom Dossett.
No, Tim Dunst. Tim fucking Dunst.
Tim fucking Dunst.
Yeah, Tim fucking Dunst. Yeah, he is probably.
He's going by Tom in Dragon Gate or Evolve.
Well, they spelled it wrong. It's Tim Dunst. Tim fucking Dunst. He's probably going to unseat Elgin as a champion soon. He's that over in Cleveland, but that's another guy who Gabe is bringing over quite a bit. The past 2 times, and at least Gabe still has his eye on the ball. I mean, I know that Ricochet's not on the show. I know that Hero's not on the show. At least he's going outside the box and bringing guys in like Alexander Page and Dunst. I mean, that's Gabe. He does that. Where's the show at? Is it in Queens?
It's in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn. That's the Lyceum.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard sell, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we wish him luck. We hope he do okay.
Yeah. It's their fault. Now seriously, we've talked about this on the show. The fucking guy is trying to run head-to-head. I don't know what the fuck that was, but he's trying to run head-to-head with Ring of Honor, and it backfired. Ring of Honor got the fucking big gig with New Japan, and it fucking backfired. Now my thing is, is he going to continue the strategy of running same dates? You know what I mean? Because it bit him in the ass. No shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. For you, Oscar, you always ask me, you watching a New Japan Ring of Honor show, or are you going to watch any Gabe shows?
No, that should be a question.
That's a real tough question. Answer for me to answer, but question to answer. But I have to say, wow, this is so difficult. But okay, I will go with Ring of Honor in Japan. I'll do that.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and not that we're all not going to watch the show down the road. Of course, we're going to watch all the shows. But it's just idiotic sometimes to think that you could challenge fucking other people when you don't even have your fucking champions on the fucking card.
Yeah.
Let's shoot the shit here. Let's fuck the rest of the card. Honestly, what do you think, Skips? Is this fucking idiotic or what?
It's retarded. You gotta have your champions. There's no fucking titles on the line. I think just the tag team titles are not even the tag team titles on the line. There's not one belt on the line. Like, who goes to a fucking, show and it has no fucking titles in the line? You might as well watch Monday Night Raw if you want to see a fucking show with no titles in the line.
And nobody has blown Gabe, and I'm not saying literally, more than fucking me, fucking hyping this guy since fucking back in the day. I love the fucking guy. But fucking Dragon Gate and fucking Evolve had a shot. At the end of last year, they had a lot of buzz going. And I've even fucking mentioned it. They did. They had a lot of buzz going. And they fucking just, like a fucking plane going down. You know what I'm saying? They're just not coming through. And it has a lot to do with the fucking venues they do. It has a lot to do with the fucking fact that they do not release DVDs fucking right away. They take like 2 years to release DVDs. It's the fact that they fucking run these shows sporadically. Like 3 Evolve shows, 1 Dragon Gate show, 10 Dragon Gate shows in a row, 1 Evolve show, and they're like 3 months apart. You got to do more fucking hustling than that. I don't know if Gabe's lazy. The fuck? And hey, if you're listening, fucking call me and tell me. I don't know.
Lazy. He looks
what
lazy.
The fuck, man? Are you buying your time and waiting for another opportunity? What is it? I mean, it's silliness. You get your dick out of New York's ass. Get your dick out of New York's ass and come over to fucking Pennsylvania fucking more often.
How about you just travel just travel anywhere? Fuck it. Get out.
I love New York.
Yeah.
I fucking love New York.
I don't think traveling is an issue. I know that he's been doing shows in New York, Florida, New Orleans. I mean, he had a show out here in California about a year ago, so
nobody remembers that.
An issue.
The whole concept of DG USA makes no fucking sense anymore. It did, but it just doesn't anymore.
Friday show sucks, by the way.
Who?
The Friday show sucks, by the way. Oscar. I don't think you want to watch the Friday show that you were talking about.
Okay.
The Friday show.
I mean, I'll watch it.
It's just incredible. Going against Earl Cooter. I think I say.
No, listen. I love Cooter. Okay, I love him. Okay, cheesy as fuck. I love him. Always a curtain jerker. Love him. Just incredible.
Is it time for Justin to hang it up?
No, I'm sure he still has bills to pay. I hope that he makes $1 billion. But it's just not my cup of tea anymore. It really wasn't my cup of tea in '98. I was a Lance Storm guy and a Don Marine guy, so I really wasn't in the Just Incredible fan club. But no, I mean, I hope Cooter gets the fucking upset.
And it's for the FTW World Championship.
Fuck the world title. I thought Taz had that.
Nope.
Okay.
Taz.
We're bringing back the FTW title.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
If anything, I would have watched Friday, but I would have watched the Friday show.
To be honest,
I would have watched the Friday show if anything, but Saturday,
there's only one person on this fucking card or 2 people on this card that I am familiar with, and that is QT Marshall and fucking Justin Credible. That is it. I don't know nobody else on this card.
You don't know Ethan Page? You don't know Josh Alexander?
I don't see them on here. I'm looking. I'm looking at the card.
You mean the next night?
This is Friday.
Oh, okay. No.
This is a Friday card.
I don't know. So the Saturday card's the one with Ethan Page.
The Saturday card is the one that I'm like. The Saturday card, that's the one that I'm more interested in. Like this Friday card is like, I'll pass.
Well, the Friday card, that if the Saturday card's in Brooklyn, then the Friday will be in Queens.
Correct.
That's right next to the Elks Lodge where ECW used to do their shit. Yeah, I mean, good luck. Parking's horrible there, so hey, start rescheduling different dates. That's all I gotta say.
And if you go against Ring of Honor next time, bring Hero. Make him not go to Ring of Honor, and bring Ricochet. You need him to go against him. Then you can make people like Gus say, "Fuck, what are we gonna watch? Ring of Honor or Dragon Gate? What the fuck are we gonna do?" You know.
and I think what I think needs to be done too that would help Dragon Gate is explain the whole Evolve situation. I know it's 2 promotions, kayfabe, but you know what? I think Evolve could be a stylistic title, like we just had a conversation about an X Division title. I think Evolve title could be something like that. and make it sort of like a number one contendership to DJUSA, or vice versa. If Evolve is going to be fucking something bigger than a DJUSA, I just think they need to fucking explain. You know what I mean? Because then they'll say, well, they're two entities, they're two different promotions. No, they're not. They're run by the same people, and their performers are the same people, and they fucking run on the same shows. Yeah, and I don't want to hear that. And for some reason, they'll have AR Fox back in the day defend the title second on the cards. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Evolve is a good idea. Maybe we should all evolve. Maybe we should get rid of the DJUSA title. Maybe is that possible? I don't know. Let's just run with Evolve. That's pretty much what I want to fucking see. Just the DJUSA thing for me, there was no one more fucking hyped for fucking DJUSA than me. Not fucking get in line and try to prove that point. But it's run its course. It has. What's bigger than what Ricochet just accomplished? I mean, don't you agree? Evolve should be the fucking mainstay.
Evolve seems like it's doing big. Evolve 30.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it just means 30 shows. But my point is, Evolve will always be lower than DJUSA in people's minds, okay? Because it's really never been explained by voice on TV. You know what I mean? I know what people say, well, fuck, it's kind of obvious what it is. No, it's wrestling. So you should do explanations on television. You know what I mean? How about a fucking unification match? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know? I mean, because a lot of people were asking me, what is the difference between Evolve and Dragon Gate? I don't get it. Like, it's the same shit. You know?
Yeah, well,
you don't even explain.
It's not really a difference. It's just unnecessary chaos or confusion. I just think you need to make your fucking cards interesting, and I think a guy saying that he's the real champion and then the other guy saying, no, I'm the real champion would be pretty fucking cool for a few months. You know what I mean? I think it'd be pretty cool to see Chris Hero saying I'm the best in the world and Ricochet saying he's the best in the world for a little while, have some shows, fill your fucking houses. That's what it's all about. Not putting Ricochet versus Maxwell Chicago for just fucking unknown reason. Which, listen, I'm Maxwell Chicago's #1 fan, by the way, but you get my point. The fuck, there is. I mean, whether people believe it or not, there is slightly a boom happening in indies. So let's everyone get on board here. You know,
a lot of people.
DJUSA is falling. I mean, you got Global coming. Okay, you got Global coming probably in a few months, January or so. Yeah, that's the rumor. It's going to be more competition, and these motherfuckers are going to bounce. I'm telling you, if they're paying people, that's what it's all about with Global. That's why when people say we're going to see what it's like and this, that, and the other, basically what they're saying is, are they going to have a TV deal? Who's on the roster? How much they paying? That's what everyone's waiting for, right? That's what it all comes down to, and that's what fans are waiting for. Who's on the roster? And if they got a good roster and a good paycheck, people are in trouble.
Basically, we're all waiting for some information, like Rocky said. We need more information.
And maybe that rumor about them starting in January is true because they're sure as fuck taking their time. You know, maybe that TV deal doesn't start till then, and they're doing it smart. You know, don't give them everything. Yeah. Don't give us everything. That just makes them want us more.
Yeah.
You know, when a bitch gives you all the pussy, it's great at first, man, but boy, man, it nut just goes farther if she made you wait, right?
Oh shit! Real quick, let's take a call.
Shoot the shit.
909. I hope this person knows how to shoot the shit. Because if you don't, I don't know what to say. You might get shooted off. 909. You're live on WH Radio. Who is this?
You know I know how to shoot the shit. I've been shooting the shit all my life, especially with you guys all the time.
Yeah, on Kleenex.
It's the champion, huh?
Thank you. How you doing, Skits?
What's up, bro?
Fuck you. How you doing?
I just got off of class. I just got off class right now, and then as soon as I'm done with you guys, I got studied for finals. I just had my first one just now. That was me just taking a shit watching a WCW match. Funny that the two were in the same sentence. And then I was gonna ask something to Chris, and had to do with giving it up. We had also mentioned this on Voxer, whereas like Ring of Honor has an hour, whereas WWE has like 17 hours worth of content like per week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that because of the fact that there's so much content being exposed, that will make the product that much more stagnant, that much more quicker, and because that's preventing another boom from coming because you have so much exposure?
You mean like overkill?
Yes, because
basically.
back in the days of Raw, there was only SmackDown and only Rock and Stone Cold, and it took two superstars with two shows in order to make that happen. Now we have crap ton of shows, and it originally only started with just Raw with Stone Cold and Rock. Now you had Punk at one point. Now you have Daniel Bryan picking it up where Punk left off, and you have Cena, but that's even dying off for a lot of the hardcore fans. You don't really have too hardcore unless Punk comes back that would really push and promote the product. But even then, with those two at the helm, I still think the product is overexposed. There's too much overkill. There's not as much warrant to wait until the next month. Now, because of that exposure, do you think that's going to hinder the next boom from coming that much more quicker? I think it will.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that all depends on a storyline breaking. You know what I mean? Like some fucking demigod comes out of fucking nowhere and it's the next Rock. You know what I mean? It says something like Rudy Poo Candy Ass and motherfuckers flip out. I mean, that all depends on that. But two, to answer your question about overkill, let me ask you guys this question. You guys watch Main Event, Superstars, Raw, SmackDown? You guys watch them all the time every week?
No.
Be real.
I do watch Main Event, but not about Superstars.
Okay, well then
but I watch Main Event before I watch Superstars.
Okay, well there's your answer right there. You have people who are on a podcast who watch wrestling as much as they fucking can, and we all don't watch the shows. I don't watch Main Event. I don't watch Superstars. So there's some of your answer, but the problem is there's little kids out there, okay, and people who watch everything. And they're so fucking large. They make so much fucking money. I think they made so much money they can't die. You know what I mean? They could put on... you ever see those channels where for Christmas where they show a fireplace burning for like a fucking 3 straight weeks, and people watch them? You know what I'm talking about? They could put the WWE title on a channel and just show the WWE title, and motherfuckers would watch it. They would. I mean, seriously, they would. And they're just so big. I just don't see them falling ever, unless Vince dies or a scandal comes or something. You know.
I agree with you there, but I don't. Even if they had, I don't see the next boom coming. I mean, they could not die, and I don't. With the WWE network and with them being public, dying is not an option. That just, even if they made every wrong turn for 3 years straight, they have too much incoming funds. I get that. Yeah. But I don't see them creating a boom with the overexposure of that many shows.
They're not going to be the ones. They're not going to be the ones that's going to create the boom. There's going to be two things. Like I said, it's going to be a guy coming out of left field and showing the whole entire world that he's got it and everyone falls in love with him. Or two, it's going to be another fucking person who owns a company with billions of dollars that is willing to spend on talent around the world and show Vince that he can compete with money-wise. That's the only way there'll ever be a boom, like when WCW had Ted Turner, a guy throwing out millions of dollars to people like Raven, okay, and everyone will come to his company. That's when the next boom will happen, when somebody throws out big checks besides Vince.
Mark Cuban.
That's what happens.
That was a joke.
That'd be awesome. But there's so many fucking billionaires today. There's so many billionaires today. You would think like an NFL owner or NBA owner or a fucking rapper or fucking something, or a someone in music, which Toby Keith in music, I don't know how much he's worth. It's going to take a guy with fat checks saying, we're going to fucking make waves. You know what I mean? We're going to make waves, and we're going to sign some big motherfuckers, and we're going to lure a CM Punk away from WWE and make a fucking, a dent in their armor. That's when the big boom will happen. Will that ever happen? Fuck.
Do you think
Never.
If someone had as much money as God to offer Punk something, do you think he would walk away from WWE to say we're going to have
for a little while?
Star?
You could always come back. If someone's going to offer you $10 million for 3 years. Okay, like let's say, for example, Ted Turner was given like Bret Hart, Nash, and Hall. You could always come back. I mean, you know what I mean? Brock Lesnar took Vince and them to court basically. And, Sable took fucking them to court for sexual harassment. She was allowed to come back. Everyone's allowed to come back. Everyone's allowed to come back. If Chris Benoit was still alive, he'd probably be able to come back. So, yeah, if they give, let's say, CM Punk $10 million, he could bounce for 3 years. You don't think Vince McMahon would be taking him back, or Triple H? Fuck yeah, he will. He's in his 30s.
It's funny that you mentioned about people coming back. I believe they called Jericho to come back, but Jericho said he has a lot of shit going on right now. But they're like in good terms with him anyway. So.
Well, he does the business. He does good business. When he comes back, he puts fuckers over. You know what I mean? And he'll lay down for a guy. You don't mind. But lately they haven't been capitalized on dudes that he's laying down for. You know what I mean? They fucking make him lose the Fandango at fucking WrestleMania, and he hasn't done dick since. That's make you kind of pissed off to do it again, right?
Yeah. I actually have a question for Bruce. Earlier when you were asking Chris about how Austin Rock started first started with Raw, then SmackDown, are you trying to say that they started this whole thing? Because WCW actually started from Nitro to Thunder. And then a year later, WWE had their own Thursday night show, SmackDown. So are you trying to say they started this whole, multiple show thing?
Well, look, before even Raw, let's say we'll use your example of WCW. WCW had a lot of A-listers that they had acquired in order to get that ball rolling for a boom. And they only had one show going on. And then the Saturday morning show was basically a repeat with like one extra show. It was basically a recap with one extra show, so the Saturday show doesn't even really count. But for the most part, you had 2 hours, and then it went to 3 hours worth of content. And that 3 hours, I think, diluted the product, similar to what we were complaining about Raw 2 years ago and last year. This year, I have to say the 3 hours, they've actually learned to write it and tailor it a little bit better. Even though the 2 hours, then it went to 3 hours, and then you had Thunder, you have to look at the talent pool that they had back then, though, was able to justify the boom. Raw was able to match that by having Rock, Stone Cold, and maybe you could even put maybe DX as a faction up there, just in terms of getting mainstream appeal. You don't have that type of mainstream appeal right now, and I think it has to do with, one, being the product being diluted, and two, you don't have that many megastars.
And also, you don't have chicks showing their tits and saying fucking shit on TV, too. That had a lot to do with it.
Right, and that also loses a lot of the other mainstream that doesn't normally come and watch, but they would watch for the TNA, they would watch for the Playboy Playmates, they would watch for the funny insults that would include cursing that, like, people like my dad would watch when Rock and Stone Cold were on. My dad's 70 years old. When he was 60, I could actually say, or 57, I could say he was watching Monday Night Raw with me a few times when Rock and Stone Cold would just go out there for 10, 15 minutes just talking shit with each other. But now, what do we have when people talk 10, 15 minutes? We have Hunter being shoved down our throats again, like as if we didn't get that enough.
Or someone shooting. Or somebody
10, 15 years ago. Well, even then,
here's the thing.
You know what? There's none of that charismatic conversations that they had before with the megastars. I mean, you have Punk that was shooting. You have Punk that may have been shooting, but you don't have Punk or people, marking out for every other catchphrase that you would hear CM Punk say or Daniel Bryan say. And that's something that just Rock and Stone Cold just had down to a T, that maybe Cena came close to it, but Cena doesn't resonate with, like, your normal Mark fans. Not even my dad could give two piss about them, even though he has more catchphrases than anyone else on the planet right now in WWE. It has to be someone like Cena that has an edge, and then it has to be someone that Cena has an equal to, because so far the WWE has not pushed Punk that way. They are pushing Bryan that way, but Bryan doesn't have like the same catchphrases
Bruce. You're a media guy. You know times are different. Back in 1998, it was real in to watch wrestling at frat houses and shit like that, because there really wasn't much to do on a Monday night. Well, now the audiences are different because people who watch TV today are swiping their iPads and not paying attention until somebody says something fucking that you can mark out without looking at. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's, like, paying attention as much as they were in 98 to wrestling. Like, back in the
blows
day,
up on social media.
Now, motherfuckers, back in the day, people would stare at Stone Cold and fucking memorize every fucking word he said or fucking a rock because they were glued to it. It's real hard to get this audience today glued because they have so much fucking shit to do now in media and fucking, you know, just technology's fucking advanced to what fucking attention spans are fucking next to nothing. So it's hard to get them. It's very hard to get them. You would imagine,
though, with media, let's say there is this just one killer segment, and let's say you have an unheard of segment that doesn't happen nowadays, but something that happened back then would be like a 20, 25-minute segment. And let's say that social media just blows up within the first or 5 or 10 minutes of that segment. You don't see it happening nowadays, but it's more probable and more likely to have that because Facebook, because Twitter will mention what is trending on the internet right now. You would imagine that if there was a super guy with
people don't care. People don't care.
Which is sad. Even though now, currently they don't care, but there's even more of that availability of, if I'm not watching Raw, I'm going to tune into a certain segment because it's tweeting like crazy or because it's being trending on Facebook like crazy.
There's nothing to care about, dude. There's nothing to care about.
I understand.
The only way you're going to make people care, and this is goddamn it, and I just said it, is some dude's going to have to pay a dude to make a fucking dent in their armor. Could you imagine the fucking buzz around the world if Cena fucking flicked off Vince and went to a fucking other promotion? Motherfuckers be putting their iPads down for that hour. Or fucking a CM Punk or fucking some other fucking guy in 20 years. That's how you're going to get them back. The same way you got them in 96 when fucking Hall and Nash fucking. That's how the buzz is going to happen because when Ted Turner, people make fun of the guy, but business-wise, the dude was a brilliant fucking trendsetter. That motherfucker knew that he could make a dent in Vince's pocket, and guess what? He did. Vince was down at that time. Vince was not doing good business. You know, he was coming off the steroid scandal. He was on the ropes. You know, and plus his product sucked major dick at that time. I mean, thank God for WrestleMania 10. I mean, that saved the world. You know, fucking that was a great show. But that's what's going to make it dent. If someone could gobble a big name, you know what I mean? If someone finally gets pissed off and tells Vince, "Fuck you and fuck my legacy, I'm out."
Yeah, there's no one jumping ship anymore. That's really what it's coming down to. There's no one making that.
Too much.
I was gonna say, you guys remember when Rick Rude was on Raw and was on Nitro the same night?
Everyone, I watched that night. Every one of my friends were like, "How is that possible?"
Yeah, basically Rick Rude fucked Vince over because you that pretty much showed exposure of Raw's taped, Nitro's not. Yeah. And plus Nitro every week, if you notice. Every week in Nitro, it has that symbol that we say Monday Night Nitro live. Always have live every week, and that's really.
They forced the hand. They did exactly what you say all the time, Oscar. They forced Vince's hand. Vince had to make changes. The motherfucker even had a press conference at the beginning of a Raw. Remember, he said, "I'm going to usher in the new Attitude Era." You know,
quite frankly, we understand that you folks are getting tired of getting your intelligence insulted.
Yeah, and quite frankly, he ripped off a lot from ECW until he ripped off the ECW Attitude. But that's another argument. But he had to. His back against the wall. I'm sure he kicked and screamed. But man, he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire, and arguably he might be one of the top heels of all time too himself. So it's going to take, and also that was a perfect storm. You will never see anything like Stone Cold Vince ever again. I couldn't even explain how that was to my child today. That was such a moment you had to watch it. You had to live the Stone Cold Vince whole saga. You can't explain that to somebody.
Started on Vince McMahon having all these fuckers kiss his ass on live TV.
Daddy, why is someone sticking their nose between Vince McMahon's butt cheeks?
Listen, my daughter would love it. But anyway, it's going to take someone. It's going to take someone to lure. Like, it's not going to say. I'm not saying John Cena. I'm saying, for example, like in 20 years from now, whatever the fuck, some guy, Bob Turbin, whoever, he's going to lure like a John Cena, lure John Cena away. man, the ratings on that fucking show is going to be monumental.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the second ratings are going to be? WWE to see fucking Vince's reaction. You know what I mean? So save your money, boys. Save your money, boys.
Vince is alive in 20 years.
Go ahead.
No, I was say if Vince is alive in 20 years, that's what I was replying to Chris.
He'll never die.
I don't think it's going to take 20 years before we see the next big jump. But the two questions is, one, who's going to make that jump, and two, what company is going to have enough funds to fund that jump? Because that's part of what made the boom between the two companies so amazing. When you had the Monday Night Wars, was you had the factions between NWO and DX. Yeah, you had the super characters of like Rock and Stone Cold, and I guess who would that be for WCW? Goldberg, Sting, Hogan, and the Outsiders. We had that then. Who's going to be the person that makes the jump now, and who has the funds to make that jump exciting?
That's the mystery.
Okay. Here's a question to all three of you. You got the scratch right now. Somebody just deposited $1 billion in your pocket, okay, in your bank, and you have a wrestling promotion too. Someone gave you that fucking license. Who are you ganking from WWE? One person right now to fucking make ratings.
Daniel Bryan.
Who are you gonna pay? Who are you gonna float some fucking serious coin over there? The fucking
John Cena. It'd have to.
Don't wait. Someone you think you could get. Like Cena's cinched in, man. I don't even know if you could get him.
Okay, so he's on. All right, so you gave me $1 billion, so I know I could literally buy him off his contract for $1 billion.
I know that. But I'm saying, you have to. If you get Cena, you want him now, not like 2 years when his contract's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, would he even be relevant enough in 2 years to make a stand and say?
You know who?
Can you even get Cena right away? It's like, who would you go after first?
Oh, I would straight up pay for the lawsuit. Straight up. If I'm going to be that if you have to be that cutthroat against Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon will be that cutthroat, you take the lawsuit, you take the payment, and you include that as part of your signing. You have to.
You're going all in. You're going Cena.
You have
all right,
to.
Okay.
If you're taking on, remember, it's kind of like Japan taking on the United States. You're waking up the sleeping giant. If you're going to piss off Vince by taking off one of his top stars to directly compete with him, you best believe he's going to try to put you out of business.
Right,
he has the empire to do it.
So right there, you're going evil, and then that's going to draw more ratings. All right, so what are you, Skits?
Man, I'm 50-50, either Daniel Bryan or Cesaro.
Anybody
to make a big
splash.
Cesaro doesn't have the mainstream appeal, though.
To make a big splash.
I need one person to talk, so go ahead, Chris.
Like, to make a big splash here, I mean, like, you think
Cesaro
would be the guy.
I got to go D. Bryan.
You taking his check?
Fuck Brie. You know what? I'll take Brie, but Brie is my chick.
What about you, Oscar?
That was corny.
I probably will say Daniel Bryan. I mean, Cena's not getting younger, I'll tell you that. He's probably in his late 30s now. So and Daniel Bryan's still in his 20s, I believe, or early 30s. So I got to get Daniel Bryan. I will do the same thing what Bruce said. I will fucking pay the lawsuit and all that shit. I'll do anything I get Daniel Bryan so I can have fans come over and chant yes in my company.
Okay, I think who's going to get you a bigger rating pop on the very first night, John Cena or Daniel Bryan?
John Cena will. But I think
absolutely.
what you should
John Cena will.
If you had that opportunity to take Daniel Bryan, okay, you had that opportunity, and let's say you fucking had more money and you fucking took CM Punk off the market too. The best thing would be have both of them two on your fucking programming, opening fucking show. Daniel Bryan walks through the fucking door. He's fucking there, gets the pop, starts saying he's the best in the world. CM Punk comes in, he's the best in the world, and you put the WWE in your blinders. You don't even fucking acknowledge their existence. You act like you're above them. You're starting a new fucking feud, not what the fucking Outsiders did and say war. You put them, you're fucking above them now. Best in the fucking world, right fucking there. You're two fucking young studs going at it, and WWF's in your fucking blinders. You know that would fucking work. You know it would work. You know what I mean? Let's go forward with young guys. They're in their fucking prime. Fuck Vince. You know what I mean?
Now,
Don't
who would be... Here's the thing. I can't decide who I would choose second, whether it be CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. I would go, I think, a little bit more with Daniel Bryan. As much as I love Punk. My number 2 guy would have to be Daniel Bryan.
Bryan's a hot thing right now. And
I'm just going based on longevity. I would get more years out of Daniel Bryan because he has less injuries than CM Punk. If I'm choosing a second besides John Cena.
But you got to bring an adversary in, and right there's natural heat. You got a guy who's claiming he's the best in the world, and you got a guy saying he's the best in the world. Plus they have history, and I just think it would erase just what the fuck they just did if they fucking say what they're going to do to each other. Well, you got to bring an adversary that has familiarity as well. You know what I mean? You can't just bring Daniel Bryan in and he's wrestling Ethan Page. It's not going to work. It's not going to make sense.
So who would your number 1 and number 2 guys be? Because mine would be Cena number 1 and number 2. I think I'd have to put Daniel Bryan.
I got $1 billion. If I got $1 billion, I'm bringing in fucking Daniel and Punk, and that's my opening fucking segment. That's my opening hour. Them two talking in the ring, put fucking WWE
Chris
in the back.
Chris is the smartest man right now talking on the show. Smart guy. But I have a question, because I know we got 13 minutes. Since we're talking about Punk, there's been a lot of talk right now about Punk. I guess they changed his background on his Facebook to when he had the title on his WWE Facebook page, and like he doesn't run that shit. The WWE does. And Payback coming up, and it's gonna be in Chicago. Do you guys see him coming back at Payback or no?
Well, let me answer. Wait. I want Oscar to answer this, but first, Oscar, I want to set this up for you. What do we say every time? Well, if you don't come to Chicago, then I don't think he's coming. How many times have we said this?
Probably a million times, but I was going to answer the same thing. If he doesn't come in Chicago, he ain't coming. So this is the only chance. If WWE brings CM Punk back, it will be a Payback. But
are there any more Monday Night Raws between Payback and when his contract expires in the summer in Chicago?
Yeah, Payback is like a couple of weeks.
Is Payback the last Chicago event prior to CM Punk leaving?
It is, because I don't see him coming back in another month to Chicago, so it has to.
Contract's running up,
that's
too.
not how it works.
I understand that, but if there's a Monday Night Raw before his contract runs out, I see him making more of an appearance there prior to this Payback if there's a Chicago Raw appearance. If there's not...
Here's the deal.
I think it would be stupid.
Here's the deal, though. Kane is taking time off after that pay-per-view, so you're going to have to reintroduce a new fucking rivalry for Daniel Bryan in his next defense.
You're going to have to, because you have another heel. You have Batista leaving, too, so you have 2 heels leaving right there.
And plus... That's
minutes.
They're going to push down Randy Orton, so Randy Orton's out of the picture.
They're pushing him down?
So there you go. They're going to have to add. So like we said when we said that they took the World Heavyweight title off the picture, that adds minutes to the show. Well, guess what? Taking Batista off, taking Kane off, and adding Daniel Bryan with no adversary, you got to bring someone in who could fucking fill those minutes. And everyone's talking about, oh man, John Cena and Nikki versus fucking Daniel Bryan and fucking Brie would be cool. What about fucking CM Punk and AJ, a chick and a fucking chick, rivalry, and fucking Punk and Daniel Bryan? You know what I mean? I think they could fucking. No one's really seen AJ become the fucking cunt bag. You know what I mean? That she probably could. You know what I mean? Like the fucking slutty fucking dress wearing whore. That would be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Let's bring her as CM Punk's fucking chick. Fucking slut it out.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Let's do it.
We are bringing fucking good points right now, because they really don't have no plans on with Orton right now. Sheamus is U.S. champ, so we can get that out of the way. Cesaro and Brock Lesnar are going to be feuding soon. Let's get get those guys out of the way.
Sheamus, I honestly thought there was a possibility he was going to be the next whatever, not because he deserves it or whatever the fuck, but the fact that he's turning heel and him and Daniel Bryan are actually boys. And you would think that Daniel Bryan wants to work with him. You know what I mean?
Do you think that Cena might go heel, or do you think that's a possibility?
Cena's not going heel.
No, I said Sheamus. I said Sheamus.
Oh, Sheamus. I'm not. They already put. Go ahead.
I know they had feud in the past, and they really never resolved it. And I know they're boys, and they definitely work with each other. But I just don't see the fact that he just won the U.S. title. Now he's going to be in the picture at all. He's going to be turning heel on his own fucking time. But and
they
plus,
already put him before, though.
Sheamus is not a good fucking draw. at all.
No, you're right, but he's a better heel than he is a face. I mean, as a face, he's just stale. I don't think he really knows how to be a good face. He's just saying fella and let me broke your head off, whatever.
His promos are gay. Like I said, he needs a mouthpiece. I think a Prince Devitt would be a fucking awesome mouthpiece. I don't know, man. Who knows who the next guy is?
Bray Wyatt probably won't be in the heavyweight title picture yet because after Payback is Money in the Bank, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in that Money in the Bank match.
You could wait on that. They could wait on the Bray Daniel. You know what I mean? They just did that. You know what I mean? They could come back to that any time. Don't do it right away.
Well, your summer program was also rumored to have Brock Lesnar take on Daniel Bryan.
Well, that's out the books now, because now the new rumor is Lesnar and Cesaro. And they're going to just
I thought it was going to be for WrestleMania.
They switched it, and Cesaro's going to be a pure babyface.
Yeah, but I thought that was a WrestleMania bound, and I thought SummerSlam was...
This just broke out today. This just broke out today, the whole Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam. That's possibility in the whole... And
makes sense.
Triple H versus Roman Reigns is another possibility, too, and they want to have both of them go over them so they can boost Cesaro and Roman Reigns, so...
Well, it makes sense with Cesaro and Brock, because I don't know, I see in the end Paul Heyman fucking Cesaro over and siding with Brock, you know what I mean? It's kind of, you know, it doesn't make sense that he's even his manager because Cesaro's being cheered, but I could see Heyman turning on fucking Cesaro and then Brock coming in the picture. Which would be an awesome fucking... Dude, arguably, who's stronger than them two? In real life. In real fucking life now. Brock would murder the world.
Brock Lesnar is hands down.
But what I'm saying is, who's stronger than them two? I mean, those two could have... Put them in the ring for 25 fucking minutes, not for 5. You know, let them battle.
It will be a war.
Let them go.
Strength-wise, I'll give it up to Lesnar, but I think stamina-wise, I think Cesaro's got it down.
Yeah, no doubt. But can you imagine the bumps that fucking Lesnar will take for that man, and can you imagine fucking Cesaro lifting him up, pushing him up for the elbow?
Do you think Lesnar's ego would let him take the bumps?
Yep. The dude takes bumps. The dude takes fucking flips off the fucking apron for no reason. He'll bump for any
those bumps for Taker.
Yeah, but that's because Taker had earned their respect because they've been through wars before.
On now. Come the fuck
Cesaro
on now.
hasn't really done much in Lesnar's eyes.
Cesaro's done a lot, just not in the WWE. Come on now.
I understand that. I'm just saying Lesnar's never had personal dealings. Everyone who Lesnar's been fighting against, Lesnar has had personal dealings with before in the past. He has never gotten in the ring with Cesaro.
Just like Chris said,
listen, he'll do whatever. The motherfucker tried to do a shooting star press. The dude tried to do it for no reason at all. Brock Lesnar is a monster. He's a man who could have his feet planted in the ring at all times. He could just walk around the ring and be raw, right? He does shooting star presses. He'll do anything.
I know. Okay, we know that he's literally the baddest man on the planet. That's not really under contention. I'm just saying when it comes to Cesaro specifically, it'll be a war. I think Lesnar's going to win regardless.
I don't think it's up to Brock. I think it's up to the paycheck that he receives and Vince telling him to do what he's told.
I understand that. Put him in a UFC match. I still think that Lesnar would be able to take on Cesaro. That's not really a question.
No doubt.
Two different sports.
But I guarantee you Cesaro will get something in, but in the end, Lesnar will fucking eat him up.
Yeah.
He'll eat him up. The dude's a monster, man.
And
I've been 5 feet from that man. I've been 5 feet from that man at his prime, and I've never to this day seen a bigger man. Never.
Speaking of which, would it be nice if Punk did return at Payback and wins the WWE World title at SummerSlam? He beats Daniel Bryan. That'd be nice. I think that'd be crazy if that happens.
And there's a 6-month feud between them that culminates in WrestleMania to finally send Punk home. Technically, that's how it should be. And that's what I'd want it to be. And we all said that on this show last year, and even Heyman said the same thing. Remember, there was like the best out of 3 that they had in January of last year. that we're like, okay, we see these guys going at it. They're both holding each like respective title. When Daniel Bryan had his head shaved and he was World Heavyweight Champ taking on Punk during Punk's title reign, and you see the two would have a.
Go look it up. WWE Network, Over the Limit. They had a great match. Go check it out.
Remember, we had said that right there is a WrestleMania caliber match, and even Paul Heyman said it, and we said it. Do you think that might happen? Do you think that's a chance in hell?
I just said it. But I just said that, absolutely. But the thing is, forget about what they did in the ring. The banter that they had with each other on the mic, that's what's not ever been talked about. They had good fucking banter back and forth. You know, that actually was one of Daniel Bryan's first good fucking feuds, if you remember. I mean, they went at each other because they have history. You know what I mean? They could stand in front of each other. They have history. It speaks for itself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just they're missing the boat. Fucking sign CM Punk. Fuck this wasting time bullshit. Let's fucking give this, you want ratings? Put him fuck on TV. Let's go.
That's right.
Let's go.
Unless he's still hurt.
He's all right. He's ready. He's fucking AJ somewhere right about now.
Well, he ain't. He's definitely got that ass propped up high watching a Blackhawks game, but he ain't coming back until the Blackhawks run's over. So, he's dedicated.
By the way, we got 3 minutes left here on WH Radio Shoot Wednesdays. Fucking love this episode. I just want to thank Rocky Romero once again for being on the show.
Yes.
Definitely have fun with him. We'll bring him back next time. Hope we get Alex on here. Before we go, we might as well do what we got to do and start them plugs. Mr. Bruce Kraft.
All right. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google Plus at Bruce Kraft Jr. Kraft spelled like a K, like macaroni and cheese, bitches.
All right. You guys can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter and Instagram. Check out my stuff at WrestlingHeads.com. And Mysterious Mexican, I know you're listening, but haha, Clippers lost.
What? What? No way.
Yep.
You could follow me on Twitter and Facebook, ROH Code. And thanks, Rocky Romero. I will be going to that place in Japan and eat. 90 minutes drinking. I'm on it.
And you'll be watching the draft tomorrow.
Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely. Fuck yeah.
And you can follow me at WH Skits on Twitter. I'm on Facebook too, WH Skits. Wrestling Heads is our Twitter. Follow us. We got all the breaking news at WrestlingHeads.com. For the WWE, TNA, Indies, International, all that good shit. All of our fucking updates are on there. Blogs and shit from
Chris. Give out your stuff.
Fucking Oscar.
Mm-hmm. Chris, give out your stuff.
You did.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
ROH Code.
Just look them up, ROH Code, if you want to read Chris's shit. Sinister, 6 what?
32.
632.
632.
Yeah. Just look us up. WrestlingHeads. blogtalkradio.com/WrestlingHeads. If you want to listen to all of our old shows, too. And, am I missing anything?
Yeah, did you talk about Shawn Michaels talking about 4 hours before WrestleMania?
What?
I
know
Michaels,
you forgot.
I know he's talking about. Supposedly he I know what Bruce is talking about. Supposedly he knew about the streak for 4 hours before WrestleMania.
Oh, I saw that. We just didn't get to cover that. It's a lot of stuff we didn't get to cover because we had this deep conversation here.
This was a good conversation, though. This was good.
I'm down for overtime. Yeah, I don't care. That's up to you guys, but I'm pretty sure overtime can go on Voxer too. So, but
that's the way the shit is. There's no program. There's no etched in stone. There's no it's just whatever the fuck we talk about, you know. And if these people would call in, we could fucking talk what they want to talk about.
Yeah. I forgot. I want to cover. Paul London is back in action with JT Dunn. Should be a good one. Which we'll talk later. We got 10 seconds.
What's going on this weekend? What shows?
Peace.
Global Wars.
Global Wars. Come on, son.
Global Wars.
We are off air, by the way. We are on overtime for all those people who are still listening. Global Wars. Come on.
Are there any listeners?
Nobody listening.
There's nobody listening?
They can listen
to us on if they go to the Blog Talk thing, I think. But here's a request. It's May, right? Last time I looked at the calendar.
Yes.
Where the fuck are you, Toby? You said May that you would know.
Man, Toby is.
I didn't even bother even ask him or text
Toby's
him
on the
about
fuck.
what's
Hey,
going on.
Toby, where the fuck are you, bro? Your fucking picture's on the website, and nobody has seen you. I don't even know. Bruce is your boy. When's the last time you seen Toby?
I saw him 2 months ago over at
Bar Mitzvah.
No, I had Buffalo Wild Wings for a friend who had like a wedding party, and that was where the after party went to. Before that, I think.
Next time you see the guy, you ask, what the fuck is going on?
I thought you guys talked with what's her face, Marisol, that she was going to show up at the next PWG show.
Yeah, she hit me up. She hit me up. She said she is going to be there. That's what she said. So.
I'm calling Toby right now.
You are?
Yes.
That phone came out of nowhere. Answer the fucking phone, Toby. It's Toby. It's top 5 of the week.
We're gonna leave a message.
Up. Play that soundbite.
Sorry, I wasn't able to answer your call, but please leave your name and number, and I will get back to you. Thank you. Bye.
Just say fuck you, suck a dick.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Toby, what's the fucking deal? What is the fucking deal?
5 of the week.
Toby, where are you, Toad? I don't know if you can hear the guys, but you guys want to say something to Toby?
No, you can't hear us.
Press 1 to listen to your message.
All right,
press 2 to erase.
Anyway.
I just got a text from him. I'm at work. What's up? Fucking Toby. I have one thing to say.
Fuck you, suck a dick.
You could send that as a sound attachment.
We're shooting at Toby. Let's shoot the shit.
Hey, by the way, when that was recorded, that was a total shoot. Fuck you, suck a dick. That was a total shoot.
Who were you shooting on?
No. It was actually directions. It was a total shoot. It was not planned. Am I right, Skits, or what?
Yeah, me and fucking Chris were in the PWG line, and he showed me some shit about like to record sound bites and shit, and he said "fuck you, suck a dick," and I just kept the shit.
I think it was like the first time I talked to him. I think it was the second thing I ever told him. What's up? My name's Chris. Fuck you, suck a dick.
Yeah,
hey, Oscar, are you in charge of the soundboard right now, or dashboard, or is that Skits?
No, it's Skits.
It's Skits. Can you see how many listeners we have right now?
I can't do it right now until we go up there.
Is it possible if you're in charge of the soundboard to see who's currently live listening to the show? Is that like a possibility, or is that an ability?
It depends if they're blog fucking member or whatever.
Yeah, I think they have the ability to listen to us later. But okay, if they're going to listen to us, okay, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm kind of surprised. Well, that's what kind of shocked me is everyone was talking about how when Taker lost, that it was Taker's decision or Vince pitched it and Taker wasn't against it. And now we hear that it was all Vince's idea.
Yeah.
Taker went with it and heard about it 4 hours prior to the news that came out today. Kind of made it seem like that Mark didn't really have much input.
You know why Shawn Michaels knew.
I didn't hear anything about that, but I heard something about Shawn Michaels knew the streak was going to end 4 hours before the show started.
Well, you know why. Well, first of all, I'll tell you exactly. Vince did come up to him and told him. It's Vince's fucking idea. But if anyone has any fucking shock that Shawn Michaels knew 4 hours before, it's no fucking. Guess why? Because fucking Hunter fucking stooged it out. He told his fucking boy. I mean, that's how it happened. That's how fucking HBK knew. Right?
Yeah,
I didn't think HBK knew 4 hours till. I think HBK was reporting and telling JR, hey, Mark found out 4 hours before the show. That's what's going to happen. Not that Shawn Michaels knew specifically that it was going to happen 4 hours before the show, but Taker was notified or had that conversation 4 hours before the show happening.
Well, according to Shawnee, Mark or Undertaker knew. He kind of told him in a way.
Yeah, he fucking.
He said, we'll find out. Is everything okay? And then Mark said, we'll find out after I have my meeting. Something like that.
Supposedly Vince saw the shape that he was in, and it wasn't working out for Vince. That's the rumor that's fucking coming out by multiple fucking people. That Vince did not fucking... Think about it. The dude's fucking... He's wrestled twice in 2 years. He comes back this time, the worst...
No, he's got to be up 27 years. And 22 years is WWE, but he's like up 27, 28 years.
But he had a year to train. He had a year to look good. And me and you talked about how horrible he looked when he debuted, when he came back this year, and how horrible he looked. He didn't look strong like he did last year. He looked like he lifted a little bit of weights last year. This year he looked like a normal human. And that's not what the Undertaker's character is. And Vince probably saw him and went, Jesus Christ, we got to end this. It's too much pressure. You know what I mean? It's bigger than WrestleMania. Enough's enough. And Brock fucking carried him, literally.
Yeah.
Carried him and threw him around. He got hurt, and that's it. The question is, I'm sure he'll come back for a send-off, but you guys got to admit, he didn't look like the Undertaker. He looked real
No, hell no.
No, we can all agree to that.
Hall of Fame already.
Yeah, Vince is.
We can agree that he didn't look like the normal Undertaker that we're used to. Like, everyone knows that. Moving on from that, though, who would you have him go off as a send-off? Who would you have him fight as a send-off, or would you just give him like a goodbye speech or a Hall of Fame induction? What would you do to send off Mark Calloway?
You know what? Just give him the Hall of Fame. You don't want to see no other match Undertaker. I don't want to see him against Sting anymore now. The way I saw WrestleMania, fuck that shit. So Taker, just get your ass in the Hall of Fame. Have Kane or Vince induct him in there. That's it. Maybe
an entrance. Put his Hall of Fame ring in the middle of the ring, and let him do the fucking the schmooze on up and down the ring, and have him fucking do the lights and put his fucking ring on and say goodbye. You know what I mean? Just fucking say goodbye.
I would like to see a double retirement between Taker and Sting.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do it right, I mean, but
that's what I want to see. And have them both retire, have them both say thank you, and say, this is the match we've always wanted to see them both elude, and maybe even make it out to a double draw. I don't care. I just want to see them go at it and have it be definitively the best, or have it definitively be the last match for each one of them, have them both officially retire, and I could care less if it's a double count. I just want to see them go in there, beat the snot out of each other, and then call it a day.
The best way to do it. Before this British lady cuts us off, the best way to do it is have the Undertaker have a persona. Do little vignettes with him saying he doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't have the fucking whatever. He doesn't have the confidence anymore, and he's going to hang it up. He's going to retire. And then fucking have Sting just bother the piss out of him and say that I want to have this one match. Undertaker's done.
Hang him into it, basically?
Yeah, and Undertaker's just done. I'm done with it. And fucking Sting fucking just boom, 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 boom. See you later. Hit him with the bat. Black bat, fucking let's get this match underway. That's about it. You got to do something to make Undertaker look that he's not immortal anymore, and that he could possibly lose. You know what I mean? And then he overcomes the odds or something because he's just not that figure anymore. You know what I mean? Make him doubt himself. What's more fucking superhero? I mean, all the superheroes in the past have that human aspect to them. Well, let's knock down Undertaker a little bit because he looks human, right? He didn't look like the Taker.
If you make Taker look human, does that mean you make him lose that one last match before he retires? Do you make it a double DQ or a double count out or a double pin or a draw?
You put him on top.
Do you make him go over?
Sting puts him on top. Sting would put him on top. And you know what? What the fuck? I mean, even before he drove a motorcycle. For fuck's sake. I mean, you know.
Yep.
He was human at that one time. He looked like he was a fucking biker.
What does that mean? So what? He was a biker. What is that? What kind of significance does being a biker hold? None.
He's not burying people. He's not the Undertaker. He was just riding a bike. He wasn't making the lights go up and down.
Okay.
Well, that old biker gimmick thing is just basically who he is in real life. He's a biker
that's
dude.
exactly what it
He
was.
likes motorcycles and shit. So
I get that, but he was a human. That was human Taker too. He wasn't wearing the purple gloves, and having Paul Bearer carrying a fucking urn with him.
Or he wasn't wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask with him.
Oh, that was horrible. The Mystique's dead. The Mystique's dead. It's dead. So just let it die, and just be Mark.
Do you let it die by letting him go off into the distance? No, I don't think so. I think you let it die by having him win one last match over Sting, and give some sort of
Okay, but what storyline are you doing? You got to have a story. It's WWE. Listen, this is not Gabe booking. This is not Gabe saying March 31st, Undertaker, Sting, see you later. This is fucking WWE's got to produce a show. How do you book that? You got to have a storyline.
I think you put the mystique back into what has surrounded both of the characters, because that's literally what you're doing. You're doing a character piece at this point. And you have to bring the mystique into both characters back, about Sting standing in the rafters pointing with a bat or with a crow on his shoulder. Then you have Undertaker's gong go off, and then you just have the two play mind games with each other. And you know what? They don't even have to show up. Or you have them do pre-recorded videos, and you build it up after Survivor Series. And you just build with the anticipation. You don't even have Taker show up, just have him doing a lightning strike. Just so that way people talk about him.
We'll probably have him debut at Survivor Series. Isn't that what he debuted in 1990 or whatever the fuck? But you got to make it look like Undertaker's quitting, and then fucking Sting comes out of nowhere with a bat or something.
Which means you have.
I never got to fight you. I never got to fight you or something like that. And, fuck you, I quit. Boom.
So then where do you unveil Sting at the first? Where's the biggest way that you can make Sting show up to get the biggest reaction possible to egg on Taker with a decent amount of time to make a build, but to still have Taker show up at Survivor Series? I think so.
In Texas, and fucking his hometown, in Taker's hometown. Book a show near Taker's hometown. Say it's a send-off. Whatever, goodbye, wherever the fuck he lives, Houston or wherever the fuck he lives now. See you later, rest in peace. Fucking, there's the bat, there's the crow up in the fucking upper deck. Shoots down, Owen Hart style. Cracks him on the head and disappears.
You wouldn't do it at SummerSlam to get the biggest amount of buy rate possible or viewers possible?
I'll do it whenever they tell me to. That's just, you got to have
No.
story.
We're making the story. How would you make the story? You say you would do it at the Raw closest to Taker's house. I would do it on a SummerSlam where you're going to get the most amount of views possible. It's not. You don't reserve Sting like a Hall of Famer who's never been in a company and just shit him off on a Monday Night Raw just for the overrun.
The Undertaker's not going to retire on a SummerSlam event. He's going to allegedly retire on a Raw.
I'm not saying you're making Taker show up. I'm saying you make Sting show up first, and then you have him egg Taker on until Taker shows up around Survivor Series.
Yeah, but it's a different world now. It's all the same. It's all the same audience. It's all on the network. So really, that's all. Actually, more eyes are on Raw. So that's my point. The more people watch Raw than pay-per-views. And now the fact that it's on the network, even less people watch fucking the pay-per-views. That's just a known fact for right now.
Okay, so then
what Raw
you would put it on the Raw closest to Taker's house. All right, in that case, I would do it the day after WrestleMania.
That's how you build your show. Dude, television, that's why fucking wrestling promotions have TV. It's so they can promote their fucking shows.
I get that, but it
depends.
What show do you think people are going to watch more, the day after SummerSlam or the day that Taker's supposed to turn in his tights?
It all depends on what commercials you put out and what vignettes you put out and say, watch this show besides that one. You know what I mean? If you hype up that Monday prior to SummerSlam, or even a month before SummerSlam, or whatever the fuck you're going to do it, people are going to watch.
So which Raw would you promote is my question. You're still going to stick with Taker's, the day that Taker gives his goodbye speech closest to his hometown, you're going to say that's the one that you would have Sting show up at?
Yeah, because I want to start my fucking program before SummerSlam. I don't want to start my program after SummerSlam. I want the motherfuckers to wrestle during. You know what I'm trying to say? Is that where I'm booking my match to SummerSlam? or you want me to start my program at SummerSlam? It's a totally different animals. We're on different pages.
I'm looking at booking I'm looking at booking it for WrestleMania and having the build start around SummerSlam.
Well, let me give you some advice then, son. Hold on to that storyline for about 4 or 5 more months because people will be bored with it within 3 weeks. You
think so?
You cannot start a Sting. I'm going to tell you right now, in 2014, these dudes are 50 years old. There is no way you could start a program right now before the summertime, okay, and expect us to be even concerned about it next March. You know that, right? Come on. You know when you should do it? 2 days before WrestleMania.
Oh, come on. No. You make Sting show up on the Raw after SummerSlam. You make Taker show up on the Monday after Survivor Series. Then that gives you a good 4 months.
And you push the fact that he fucking has history with Survivor Series because think about it, he does, and a lot of his shit with Survivor Series.
That gives you the ability then after that to do December, January, February. And then
it's spooky, it's fall, it's Crow, you know what I mean? It's Halloweenish, and Sting's got the paint, the bat, eerie. Blah. I can't believe we're talking about Sting and Undertaker this long.
Man, and I'm not saying shit. I don't know if you noticed, I haven't said shit.
Well, is it interesting?
No.
It's not?
No, straight up no.
I'll tell you this,
well, here's the only one question. Am I right on this? If you're going to have a WrestleMania program, you certainly do not start it now. You got to fucking wait.
No way.
A while. Because listen, dude. Undertaker CM Punk feud started a month before WrestleMania at that one WrestleMania. I have the shit on tape. I just fucking watched it a couple of weeks ago when we were on the show. Me and Oscar had a convo about it. They started a month. And that was a great program. So.
Yep. Yeah, and about the whole Sting thing, I could see Sting debut in a month, but he ain't going to mention no Undertaker. I'll tell you that. He might come in and debut just to promote that Monday Night War show on the network. Just pretty much it. Because they're going to have that Monday Night War show on the network pretty soon, I believe. They said summertime, so I think that's the perfect time for Sting to ever debut. We could talk about his time in WCW.
If this was 1996, holy shit, it would be awesome. It'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
It would be awesome. But it's not. It's 2014, and we're talking about a match that will take place in 2015. There's a lot of wrestling I want to see besides them, too. Especially old Undertaker. Undertaker looks like an old motherfucker.
You know what's funny with Mr. Manson?
Honestly,
mentioned the Undertaker.
I just got one thing to say. Go ahead.
It was funny when Mr. mentioned about Undertaker when he last appeared on Raw. Like, damn, he's already half dead already.
He looks terrible. Bruce, remember when you saw him? Remember when we saw him that first night? We were like, whoa, he didn't even dye his hair. He was all gray.
Yeah.
He was all gray.
That was kind of
he's
sad.
Gray. Fuck him.
Did you just say fuck him?
Yeah.
He's done.
I think that's what
rest in peace, Undertaker's career.
Yeah, I'm done with Taker. Taker was great.
Baby.
Taker was great, but I got one thing to say. My client conquered the street. That's it.
Oh, Paul Heyman.
I need that sound bite.
Let me tell you something. I love that motherfucker.
My client, Brock Lesnar.
It's Brock. My daughter actually does it pretty well.
Have your daughter record it as a soundbite? That would be awesome.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm not digging it with him and Cesaro. Just not digging it.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's way better with Zeb.
Yeah, well, I don't think he needs anybody, but I think fucking Heyman's just better with a Lesnar and with CM Punk. Just better with those two. And talk about two different guys, too. CM Punk was a talker, obviously, and fucking Lesnar just don't speak. And that just shows you the range in fucking Heyman, you know?
I still found that interesting, that pairing, when you had the two of them would go, like they would both talk, like they would both hit you with like that verbal 1-2 punch. that you don't really hear Lesnar saying much besides, Paul, say something stupid.
Yeah.
You just don't see that kind of a pairing between a talker with another managing talker. I like that dynamic. I want to see more of that.
Listen, Paul Heyman's the man. And I've been a fan of him for a long time. Even before he's...
All right, here's one. What if, let's say 2-3 years down the line, we're looking at completely new storylines. How would you feel with Dean Ambrose, who doesn't need a mouthpiece, gets an assistant mouthpiece in Paul Heyman?
No. Dean Ambrose needs his own little clique. He needs his own. He's a strong presence. He doesn't need Paul Heyman at all.
Yeah,
when they finally let him be him, if they ever do, because he's a legit fucking dude, man. That dude, he's a dude. He's a man. You know what I mean? And he you know what I'm saying? He's not a fake motherfucker. And I just think that he's just going to fucking say what he wants. And when they allow him to say what he wants, he's going to be like Piper in the 80s. He's going to fucking set shit on his ear. Telling you. The shit that I saw him do in the 80s, I still haven't seen in a long time. It's going to be pretty sensational if they put the fucking ball in his hands. And what I've been saying for a long time, Seth Rollins is a fucking stud, and I've been saying that since day one I was on this show. He's the guy that people need to watch for athleticism, and he's going to be selling merch. That motherfucker is going to be the guy. He's going to be over as Rover. Everyone's talking about Roman Reigns and all that shit. As soon as you turn Roman Reigns babyface and he has that singles run and he starts winning championships, the internet marks are going to get sick of him. They're going to get sick of him, right? You know that. Seth Rollins is that dude that's going to fucking be a trendsetter. He hasn't even shown moves yet.
In my opinion, I think Rollins is the best out of the fucking three.
Who?
You know I've said
Rollins
that.
or Ambrose?
Rollins is the best athlete in that group. End of story. Ambrose, in my eyes, will be the biggest heel star. Roman will have a flash in the pan. People will get sick of him, I'm telling you. Not Batista sick of him, but eventually people will. You know how people hate baby faces. But Reigns is going to be big, but I just think when they fucking put the ball on fucking Ambrose, when he could be a devious bastard, it's going to get interesting. But Rollins is going to be that guy selling crazy merch because he's going to be that athletic fucking cat, man, and people are going to fucking gravitate towards him. Dude, the shit he used to do in Ring of Honor when he was a kid was phenomenal. You couldn't even speak when you saw it. He was a kid. Watch that old shit.
I have the best of Seth Rollins, thanks to someone.
It's wild.
I love it.
It's wild, man.
All I
gotta
say,
him, fucking Cornette loved that fucking dude.
He's a beast.
Fucking pushed.